Hey goobers. So we're doing stuff today. Hi.
Dumb Japanese inventions that somehow still exist. First, Japan once had a vending machine that gives you a Coke if you hug it. Instead of paying, you simply wrap your arms around the machine. After a
Wait, I want a vending machine that gives me a Coke if I hug it. Yes, please.
few seconds, it detects the hug and releases a drink. Next, Japan designed a forearm exercise tool with a very unusual shape. It's meant to train grip strength and finger control. That's its intended purpose. But the design choice is hard to ignore. Also, Japan created glasses with...
Hold on, I fucked up which audio source I'm using for stuff. Give me one teeny second. I'll show y'all what I'm doing. Or I'll show you all once it's done. Hold on. Let me also check voice meter. Apparently I fucked up. Hold on. I fucked up the stream. L streamer. Oh, well that makes sense. It's supposed to be B2. There. B2. Fixed. Proof. Why is this not updating? It is. Never mind. Okay, cool beans. Dope.
With makeup already applied to them. They're designed to add blush to your face rather than help you see better. They come in different shades and styles, and they're treated more like fashion items. Next, Japan sells toilet paper that's designed to be reused. Instead of throwing it away, you're expected to wash it and use it again. And lastly, Japan made a small dog-shaped device to cool hot food. You place it next to your plate and turn it on by pressing a button. It blows air until the food cools down.
I want the dog-shaped device that blows cool air onto my food until it cools down. That's amazing. All right, y'all. I've been playing a lot of Final Fantasy Rebirth. We're gonna hop back into it in a bit, but Happy Souls. Always gotta shout out to Happy Souls. This person hasn't uploaded in a while, but fuck if I won't still plug their content. Holy shit. Like, they're absolutely amazing.
You ready for this?
Oh yeah, let's do this.
Dark Souls has trained us well.
I know, right?
Looks like they made this game easier so casual players can play.
Yeah. Whoa!
Yup, they sure did make it easier for casuals. That's why the whole game's built like you're getting ambushed by a well-planned military offensive.
Shit!
By a well-planned military defensive, rather.
Is this too easy for you?
You know, I actually think the game seems pretty challenging.
I'll see you later.
I mean, that is kind of coming out of the area, right? Like, saying you find the game pretty challenging is absolutely leaving the area of a pursuer, which would make them despawn. So that's, like, legitimate.
Okay.
Hello, I'm Pete. I'm your friend, maybe.
I don't call it hard or easy. I just call it fun because I'm a reasonable adult.
Maybe not.
If you're up with that.
This dude's giving off a really bad vibe,
Blah, blah, blah.
so I think we should kill him.
I'm going
Wait.
back.
You gave us a soapstone.
Evil.
Solaire gave us a soapstone.
Evil.
So this guy's like the new Solaire,
Listen
you know?
to me.
Yeah, you're
I'm
probably
going to
right.
kill you later on.
Hyde's Tower of Flame Wars. Best place ever. Basically, yeah, just push man off. So I'm actually really bad at pushing Hyde off, and I usually just fight this man. I know it's because he skips backwards once you do it, but I'm just suck at it. At least in Scholar of the First Sin, you do not get lightning the second Hyde's toppled, memory serves. You have to go and do the whole, blue acolyte stuff to do that, right? Am I, just Scholar of the First Sin pilled? Did I escape bullshit? Did I spare myself? I think I spared myself. Yes! I win.
right thruster. Ambush bar hot. Amazing shit. What? Woman in short for the try-time butt horse butt? What?
Is it DS2 again, where you can actually say beware woman? Because it's either DS2 or DS3 where I've, like, littered the ground with, like, beware woman.
Check it out, I'm a baby bird. That's pretty good.
Buddy!
Try tongue butthole, praise the sun, my word. Ah.
Run and we explode! Oh, wow! I'm gonna blow up!
You think you can handle my spells? You know, you sound a lot like our old friend Framped.
Yeah, he does sound like Framped.
I don't know what you're talking about. Here, eat this. Well, I'm not really hungry. It is Framped!
Oh, it's good to see you, Framped.
That man has been frozen in stasis for like hundreds of years. I feel like giving him common day poop would just introduce him to a litany of new stomach bugs he's never had the chance to adapt to. Let's go!
You wish to guard the bell? Yeah, that sounds really lame, so I think we're gonna pass.
You're gonna regret that!
Blood fart? And rotten sausage?
Alright, it's 2-on-2. It's a fair fight.
What's this?
Alright, it's 2-on-1. It's gonna be an uphill battle.
I'm sorry. Very good.
Basically, just get good. In the words of our ancestors, get good. Suck less, scrub.
Hey, do you know how to beat this boss?
Yeah, I've beaten it before. Just follow my lead.
Sounds good.
Be free, my master!
Find some cover!
I wonder if anybody's, like, with how long games have been available, I bet somebody's ancestor, I opened the kick to, like, change the title and it started playing me at myself like some decrepit fucking lunatic. I wasn't intending to! Anyways, so with how long games have been, like, a viable thing to go kill time doing, I wonder if, like, somebody's ancestor has, like, you know, just, like, woken up and decided the good thing to do was totally gonna be just, like, I don't fucking know. Tell their kid to get good, or tell their great-grandkid to suck less. 'Cause I'd do that. If I had kids, I'd tell them to suck less, be good at games, don't complain the game's too hard, level 1 lol lol lol, RMG, and to probably be less bad at games is to stop bringing dishonor to the family. Probably mostly that last one, honestly. Like, if you complain about the game being hard, you've dishonored the family, so you may as well just start going away now. Send them off on, like, a fucking quest with a blue cowl, like we're playing Dark Souls, or Elden rather. Hey homie, hope you're well. If I had kids and they said games were hard, I'd put them in a blue cloak like we're playing Elden, and I'd send them off on a mission, but I wouldn't tell them what the mission was, and I'd just kind of wait for them to go fuck off and stop existing. I swear. Of course I'm not a softie. Of course I wouldn't absolutely just cave and let them fucking complain and not complain about it. Obviously.
We gotta move up! Alright, let me in.
I don't think there's enough room for 3 people in here.
Alright, let me in. Alright, very funny.
I don't think
Now
there's
make
enough
some room.
I'm moving
for
this.
these
No,
people in
seriously,
here.
look how tight these walls are.
Yeah, you gotta find another spot. Now make I would, but I don't have
No,
enough time.
seriously, look how tight if you leave now.
Yeah, you gotta find another spot. Now make I would, but I don't have
No,
enough time.
seriously, look how tight if you leave now.
Oh my gosh, they literally reload kick for 1 second so I can like update the title and make sure the game I'm playing is absolutely not set right now. And it unmutes itself. Just mute the tab. Hold on. Mute tab. There we go.
You probably have enough time.
I've beaten him, and I'm telling you that I don't.
Really, we'd let you in, but there's just no room.
I disagree. Now let me in.
See, so like if you stream on X, you've got this thing where you have to like go and manually tell the stream to start. If you stream on Kick, the dashboard unmutes you every time you reload it, so you have an echo. And if you stream on Twitch, well, at least I mean, in that case, you're streaming with a bunch of terrorist sympathizers. Anyway, you stream on YouTube, and it kind of works out pretty well. I don't know, YouTube #1. Dashboard doesn't play me at myself. It tells me if I slip up in a way where I should be corrected. It's pretty nice. I like it. It's very nice there. I like streaming on YouTube. Kick's okay. Just that one dashboard thing. Kick takes a lot of flack. Kick's pretty solid. Dashboard thing sucks.
You gotta find another spot.
If I prepared for like 2 seconds, it wouldn't have sucked.
No time. Just find another spot. No time.
Just find another spot.
I do not have enough time.
Alright, you can roll the chariot's wheels, by the way. Like, just roll into it. Take all your armor off. I don't know what your iframes are like. But you can just roll the chariot. Get behind those wheels. Done and done. Like, it's iframes over distance, right? So you have the same iframes depending on what you, like, done otherwise. But then it's the distance you travel over a period of time that's variable. So I'm just used to playing armorless because I suck. And so anyways, when that chariot comes, I just roll a little before contact. I'm iframed up when it hits. And then I'm just win. And I know last time I fucked it up on the level 1 run, but for what it's worth, I only tried like 3 times before I just beat the chariot. So maybe 10, I don't know. Chariot was dead. Well, I mean, I didn't get that far. I was kind of getting rocked by the skeletons and the necromancers during the level 1 run mostly. So it wasn't even the chariot. I'm pretty sure once I got to chariot, it was 2 times, but like the necromancer shit really did wreck me a little bit.
I just wanted the soul.
Hey, this place looks pretty cool. I wonder if there's gonna be a... Buddy? Buddy? Moving box! What the heck? You can turn into...
YouTube people, live chat, not top chat. Top chat censors the people.
a box? That's amazing!
Wait till they play Dark Souls 3 and it's not that you can only transform into a box, but you can transform into a humanity and just float around with your like black tail just wisping through the wind. It's really fun. I actually like it a lot. I miss DS3 a decent bit, honestly. When is Return to Drin Lake and Return to Lothric this year? I really, really, really want to go crush people in PvP indiscriminately. Just some good old non-consensual PvP. Mati movie.
Hello. May I share with you the lore of this land?
Yeah, let's hear it.
I know it's hard to believe, but we're actually standing in Anawat.
Why did you do that?
No, that was my fault. Please leave a bad player review on my name.
Respectable game. Respectable. Hold your tits. I've been playing... I went back to E33, but I started over because I forgot how to play. And I'm finishing Final Fantasy first because I got told it's more for replayability. So I'm trying to, like, do the completion-y shit. I didn't want to get sent on the date with Red 13. Much offense, but I'm not a furry. And moreover, Red 13's not even a fursuit. Red 13's like an absolute wolf dog. And I'm pretty sure that counts as like the things even the furries hate dealing with. So I didn't do that. I hopped on DS2 and DS3 briefly to check that my saves are backed up on my Steam Deck. Thank fuck I do store that shit to my SD card. Nihon 3, I've got one fight left in it, I'm pretty sure. Absolutely love that game, complete killer, 10 out of 10, would recommend. Don't make fun of my 1,500 Elden Ring hours. Make fun of my 64 Pal World hours instead. Let's see. I'll hop on this one if ever you want to like do stuff. Like if you want to do co-op shit on Dark Souls, just good old Dark Souls, I'm always down. I promised two lovely people in my life I would play Fury. And I mean, it's a rhythm game, much like Sekiro, so what do you want from me? Of course, if it's a rhythm game, like Sekiro, but it has the word rhythm and festival in it, so there's no hiding that it's absolutely a rhythm game, of course, obviously.
So I may learn from my mistakes.
You know, I actually feel...
Oh, that was... Hear it.
That's amazing!
Hello. May I share with you the lore of this land?
Yeah, let's hear it.
I know it's hard to believe, but we're actually standing at a lot.
Why did you do that?
No, that was my fault. Please leave a bad player review on my name, so I may learn from my mistakes.
You know, I actually feel kind of bad.
You should. He was just trying to tell us the lore of the land.
Well, I didn't know that
You
before.
big, fat, stinky green jerk.
Hey, that's my physical
That is the most fucking leaping lemur insults to call someone a big fat stinky jerk. Meanwhile, you're playing Dark Souls 2, probably in a basement 2 pizzas down.
appearance. That hurts really bad.
Oh my god!
Did y'all hear that Leaping Lemur got, like, sent random, like, sex toys to his family house? That shit's bananas. Honestly, I'd have probably waited till man found a real fucking job and sent them there. Just kidding. Or am I?
You will not proceed! Gandalf! No!
Ah, jeez. It's 2-on-1, pal. Give it up. I think we're lost.
If you think you're lost in the woods, just start hitting trees with faces on them, and eventually you'll find your way. If you hit all the trees, you eventually find a staircase. Or another staircase. One of the two. One leads where you want to go, and the other leads to our collective best friend, who just wants to give us his head. And for us to get his body. I don't know why it has to work this way. It would have been way funnier if he was headless, but instead he's just the head. So I guess the headless horseman took an L here.
Oh.
Look, when I hit the tree, it makes a funny noise.
Oh. Can you not hit that tree? Why is everyone stabbing me in the back?
'Cause it's easy. And it does a lot of damage.
Ow! Thank you for saving me!
No problem.
I don't have anything with me, but if you meet me in my house, I've got boss weapons!
Did you say boss weapons?
Boss weapons!
Where do you live?
Right down the road. Can't miss it.
Right down the road.
Right down the road.
Guess we'll see you there.
Yep. Right down the road.
Right down.
That is pretty much how it goes. You meet one of the crow people, much like from the Painted World, and everything's just out there. Also, much like me, if I took the L and went on a date with Red 13, that would be like the same as any of you thirsting after the crow. I think even the furries would look down upon you, so good luck with that.
On the road. Right down the road.
Right down, bye-bye. Harpoenen. Hey, a guy. Goed van een stille. Dit was de die.
I was told I have to send Cloud on a date with Tifa. I was instructed that I must do this. So there's like 2 reasons to succeed.
Oh, it's hot. Oh, it's really hot.
You gotta be more careful, buddy.
You don't suppose that's just a regular frog?
Oh! We gotta get out of here!
You don't have to run away from the fucking Demon of Song. You just kind of tuck in between their front and back legs, and you just keep kind of walking there, and you don't have any problems. So they start hopping along like some fucking goofball right next to you, and what you do instead of freaking the fuck out is you tuck into those right and left legs on the side. You go to your right side, their left, right? You tuck into the legs. They're always going to swing with the left first. Sorry, with the right first. And so you just hold in there. You see a right swing come, you get ready to roll it. You see them jump, you make some distance. GG, WP. Fret not, my dudes. I got you.
I like seeing giant bones.
And I quote, I like seeing giant bones. No, anyway, so point being, like, I think it kind of works like Quail Egg. I'm not calling her by her name of Quail Egg. I don't give a fuck. Anyways, it kind of works like Quail Egg. Fuck, I did it. Quail Egg. Where you just kind of hug them and hit them. Then they die. GG's.
Of creatures. Because then you can, like, picture what it was like before it turned into giant bones.
Did y'all notice I have Pomni sitting on my GPU's radiator like some dumbass? Because I have Pomni sitting on my GPU's radiator like some kind of fucking damn heathen. It doesn't get warm. It barely scrapes 40C. No matter what I'm doing. I don't care. Maybe I should. Should I care? Maybe.
Phrase that really weird, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
There's a giant hole here. Whoa! No!
Oh! What is this yellow goo?
Get naked before you roll around in the yellow goo. Save yourself. All those rings, all that armor, take that shit off, grab your broadsword, let's go.
Oh! Ah, it smells so bad.
Ah, come on!
Please tell me this is the end.
Oh, I did not like that place. Everything hurts.
What's that?
This is what we've been waiting for.
Praise the sun!
be where that giant bird lives.
Let's check it out.
You know, if you do jump into the giant bird thing before you fight the dragon, I guess that really would be a trip, huh? I had to go back and find her, honestly. I had no fucking clue where she was. I think I ignored her. I found her when I was trying to unlock all the bonfires, so I kind of lucked out.
It's not a bird, it's actually a dragon. What do we do? Maybe we can sneak around it.
Nope, that doesn't work.
I think we should get out of here. Yes, please, I don't want to fight any more dragons. Let's go. Do you think he's gonna follow us? Just calmly walk away.
Don't ever calmly walk away. You need to walk away screaming and kicking whenever you're playing Dark Souls. Or else you're not doing the meta. Very Super Mario. Much approve. Does the Throne of Want really unsubmerge itself? I think it's just there, right? Yeah, it's just there.
Brave undead, you have proven yourself to me. Now, be...
Nassandra is so fun to kill. I don't know what to tell you. She is really fun to kill. Just avoid her balls.
On with the
Lightning! We beat it!
Oh, that wasn't too bad.
Our souls are free!
Why are you being so dramatic?
I don't know, it just felt like that took a really long
Why are you
time.
being so dramatic?
Yeah, I guess so.
What do we do now?
Want to play through again?
Sorry, I missed Happy Souls a lot. Like, a lot. And I kind of live off Happy Souls periodically. Like, periodic injections of Happy Souls makes me a happy gal. There was some From Software, some From Soft Serve, not From Software, some Frost... I can't speak. No, it wasn't. There was illusory wall stuff I wanted to watch. Reload your thumbnail, you absolute goofball. There you go. Avoid the Irithel death hole. Wait, what? Dark Souls 3 Dissected, number 3, 10 more jank collisions and out of bounds spots? Yes, please. Hold on, let me pin this off to the side so I can, like... Let me pin this off to the side so I can be a gamer and play my own game while we kind of just melt into this. Let me be a gamer, please. Please allow me to be gamer, please. Please, gamer, please? Gamer, please? Yes, please?
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Dark Souls 3 Dissected. Today's video is something of an addendum to my previous episode on the invisible walls and weird collisions of Dark Souls 3. I got a lot of great...
This is everyone's favorite random Dark Souls person, by the way, Illusory Wall. We hell of enjoy their shit here. If you want to actually support the cool motherfucker who does the hard work, go to their channel, find a video you like, and watch the whole darn thing. You asked how I am? I am doing pretty well. I have video game. That's what counts, right? Because that's what I'm counting. So yes, I have video game. I has good.
Feedback on some oddities that I missed, and though my original intention was just to leave a pinned comment with links to screenshots taking a closer look at them, I realized there was some pretty neat stuff in here that would just be easier to show in video, and then I might as well showcase it where more people will see it. So here's a closer look at 10 more janky collisions in Dark Souls 3, Viewer Response Edition.
Damn, bro. I do like Dark Souls 3 something fierce. Like, it is a really
Number
good
1,
game.
the Smoldering Lake Crystal Lizards. Cafalino9687 and a bunch of others pointed out that the crystal lizards of the Smoldering Lake have a nasty habit of sometimes falling out of bounds in that one hallway cave area.
Is that illusory
Taking a closer
walls
look,
lag
I first
for
noticed
me?
some gaps between the floor and walls that you can see here. You would think that this is probably the culprit, but the lizards are too big to fit through here, and this doesn't appear to be the problem. For whatever reason, a steep enough angle between the floor and wall, that is, where the wall's collision isn't perfectly upright and is leaning towards you a bit, just seems to be problematic with the lizard's collision in.
So, when I'm sliding between random vertices in video games, one of my favorite things to look for are those little places where if you get pushed up by the ground, the ceiling shoves you down, because that's a good way to get sucked into the ether. I like that.
General.
That's fun.
I mentioned in the video that squeezing under a descending ramp of collision could be a problem, and I think this is where we're seeing that. I found a few spots down here with steep angled walls that a lizard can clip through, regardless if there's a gap between the floor and wall or not. So it appears that this would have been avoidable if the wall's collisions were perfectly upright or leaning back slightly, instead of leaning forwards. I believe this is the same reason the bone wheels in Dark Souls 1 can reliably clip through the wall here too. Number 2, the Vort Skip. Next up we have the Vort Skip, as pointed out to me by Arav.
Wait, there's a Vort Skip? Hold
Would have
on.
loved to see the kill camera playing here, because you can trigger it by riposting an enemy while in the corner at the bottom of the stairs. This allows the player to skip Vort if they haven't triggered the fog wall. So yeah, to see how this is possible, let's take a closer look at the death cam placement. On this side there's a bigger gap, which is why it doesn't work when having your back to this railing. But even on the side where it
Oh, that Vort Skip. Oh, okay. Wait, no. Didn't I try the Vort Skip, but I fucked it up? Y'all who are here for Dark Souls days, if y'all know if I'm a dumbass, I'm here to listen. Hi, I'm your streamer. I'm a dumbass. Did I do the Vort Skip? I highly don't believe so. I don't believe so. Am I dumb? I'm dumb. But am I that dumb? I think I'm that dumb.
it can work, there's still a pretty big gap, so it's not the most egregious death cam placement, and I can see how the devs missed this. When you do a riposte, your collision capsule does push back a little bit, particularly during the part of the animation where you push the enemy away from you. But I was trying for a while and couldn't get it to work, so at first it seemed like a miracle that this was working for anyone at all. I'm just really not getting that close to the death camera plane. But then I realized that other players were switching to being barehanded, as to not accidentally kill the enemy too quickly. And it turns out that that has another, more primary role in triggering the death cam here. A fist riposte has a different animation than the straight sword riposte, and that particular animation does push your collision capsule quite a bit further backwards. I'll link to a video tutorial by Corporal if you'd like to see another explanation on how to do it. Number 3. Weird poison buildup on otherwise safe ground. Ross243 wanted to know why this one particular spot in front of this tree, found immediately after going through the large doorway that you have to open in the Farron Keep, triggers poison buildup. At this point, you're out of the swamp and standing on what should be safe ground. I wondered if something like an extra plane of collision of the swamp extended underneath the ground and got a little too close to the surface here. But clipping the camera through didn't reveal anything that close to underneath our feet, and trying to interact with some of the extra junk down there didn't seem to trigger poison buildup at all. I think this is likely a problem with the actual surface itself, the triangle of collision marked here in red. It's likely an incorrect value set on a hit material property, but unfortunately I haven't yet researched the tools needed for looking into how that works. If anyone else who's done that can confirm that it is just an improper value set on the ground here, rather than something weird underneath the ground that we can't see, I'd love to hear about it. Number 4. Another undead settlement out of bounds spot. Harrowing and a few others pointed out that there's another spot where you can get out of bounds in the undead settlement. And it's a known spot that's sometimes marked by player messages online. Here it is, and here's what the collision for it looks like. Getting up there is not—
Homie, Elden Ring rot swamps. All I've got to say is, at least just New Game Plus the world, so you never have to get snared in those bastards. It's the best way to test if someone else is New Game Plusing, and it's the best way to avoid the bullshit. Oh, is it ever comfy.
Hard to do if you wedge yourself between the corner of this building and the rock wall, and run and jump towards the rock wall. Even just sprinting without jumping can get you onto the first weird spot. Then from there, you can do another jump to get up a little further to the left, and then you can easily get onto the roof of the building as well. But going too far beyond it causes you to fall out of bounds.
Hey fam, hope you're well. How's the
Number
day?
5. Getting yeeted off the bridge by the stray demon. There's nothing really new to see here in the collisions that I didn't already show, but Bossu pointed out how, despite having the invisible enemy wall protecting the boss, and railing protection for both the player and boss by the rubble piles, there's nothing to stop the stray demon from killing you by throwing you off of the bridge with its grab attack, right in the area by where they placed him, so it's not even that unlikely. And what was most interesting to me, Bossu also noted how the world looks utterly broken from there. Indeed, it's probably the ugliest, most incomplete part of the map from any inbounds perspective in the entire game. You can see a plane of the Farron Swamp sticking out beyond the walls that just floats there and cuts off. And there's no ground down there at all, just a distant, wide open skybox with some trees floating above it too. It's a mess. You can even see a decent amount of this without being thrown off the bridge at all by simply angling.
Is this why this area renders so poorly? Because there's like a whole fucking skybox of nothing just kind of hanging out there? Well, that makes sense. Hey y'all who were tired of Dark Souls 3 rendering like ass. Apparently FromSoft decided to fuck us. Good job. That's nice. I appreciate that. That's pretty dope. Where do I want to risk this? I kind of don't yet, but I only have the one option. Oops. Can I? There we go. I'm pretty sure this will uncover a 2 in a moment. And if our next draw works out, oof. Oof. Well, I can't deploy bomb, so I can only just kind of linearly climb. So I'm gonna trade the 3 for a... We'll do this. Because it'll like take away the 3. And 15, 7, 15 is like a good way to put a nice little foothold. They can't really ramp fast enough for us, so I think we're good and locked in. We are locked in. I think we're good though.
The camera down. Oops. Number 6. Another out-of-bounds spot in the Cathedral of the Deep. Poto Nekoi mentioned being able to run up some weird collision on the left side of the staircase after the very first bonfire. I now remember seeing some floating
Limited success with smelting? What's limited look like? Because I'm still pretty impressed, right? Like, you found out cool stuff, you learned, you had fun. I got to watch someone, like, complain about not leaded solder the other day. That was nice. There was a video about someone, replacing the VRAM on a GPU. I think it was a 2070 at the time. Honestly, I just wish that I could, like, double up the VRAM on my 4090, honestly. What would I do with it, you might ask? Oh, horrible things. Like, not game any faster, but totally risk breaking it for fun. I don't want to go out and purchase VRAM. That seems like... Stop falling. Like, oh, not the fun way to spend a day.
Messages alongside a tree there way back, and although I had gotten up to that spot before, I completely forgot about it.
Yo, I'm cooking Pomni on my GPU, but she hasn't melted yet. But there's like a Pomni on my GPU, on the fucking radiator, like right now. I have good airflow otherwise though, so I mean, if she starts to cook, I'll smell her. I think.
I had also previously tried and failed to get out of bounds from there, but with some further messing around, I found that it is possible. Without even jumping, you can get all the way up here, but an additional and kind of tricky jump is required to get further out of bounds. Once there, it's easy to either fall out of the map if you go straight forward, or if you follow the terrain to the left, you might find yourself getting stuck on the backside of invisible walls that were meant to stop you from getting back here in the first place. Looks like they just needed to be a little more consistent with invisible walls and should have included them further up the staircase as well.
Wait, what's in the... Is the pineapple can even aluminum? Just curiously. Like, that's wild. Absolutely wild. Oh, by the way, for the Tifa Cloud date, we have to do some stuff that I'm actually not doing right now. I'll be doing it in a few minutes, but I'm just kind of finishing up some Queen's Blood nonsense. It's going to be going to the gym and finishing the gym quests, wherever the fuck that is. Training gym right here. There we go. Pinned. Can't forget now.
Number 7. The Irithyll Death Spot. Syntheside sent me a clip of a weird death spot in Irithyll, found in the same general location where I triggered the death cam. Running into this corner enough can clip you out of the map and shoot you down into the kill plane below, killing you instantly. It turns out that there's a gap in the collisions here, as this part of the ground doesn't really exist. This gap is a little narrower than our collision capsule.
I've been learning how to go through some weird walls. The walls are mostly people in boxes, things that shouldn't be consistent. What I'm not sure of is if it's just giving up or if it's due to their motion in the people groups, but inside the boxes, I feel like the game tries to do like its own degree of an I'm stuck. It might be respondent to this, or otherwise it could be like an angle of my turn. But look at that, right? Like for the people groups, it's like because the boxes that define the people are actually so strict that like they move with them as they budge. So this makes sense, but it's easy to get stuck in places where you have to struggle bus to get back out, which is kind of whatever. But lol, is there only one more Queen's Blood in here? Oh, two? Okay.
So in theory, we shouldn't be able to fit through it, and this does explain why we don't just immediately fall through when stepping onto this space. But it's also apparently just wide enough to let the capsule sink into it a little bit, and that sets things up for being able to clip through it. I suspect that if this gap was only just a few centimeters more narrow, that we wouldn't be able to fall through here at all.
Well, they do move slightly, but what makes it a bit more funky-dunky is that, like, there's other objects that do this, and, like, in part, right, it is Cloud's motion as well, because we have, like, how Cloud's sprite consistently moves, and the boxes on these bastards are so tight. They got a tight box! I'm not sorry.
Number 8. The Profaned Capital Tower. Something I glossed over in my video was the relative openness of the tower in the Profaned Capital. They didn't bother with invisible walls very much. They were relying on fall damage to kill the player if they dropped out of a side they weren't meant to, but careful positioning can occasionally allow you to break up your fall on some small ledges on its exterior. One particularly funny spot for doing this was brought to my attention by Safeguard Sanakin, where dropping down from the opposite side of this ladder might land you down here. It's pretty difficult to do. Most attempts will have you bumping off of some collisions and missing the landing entirely, but if you pull it off, walking in this direction will cause you to step into a kill plane and—
Sorry, what about physics being a bitch? Because I think these tables don't like me.
and immediately die. This is because this is where the kill plane that was meant to protect and surround this walkway intersects with the side of the tower. And of course, they weren't expecting you to try and walk around the outside of the tower. Number 9. The Anorlando Lever Jump. This was brought to my attention by Lovecraft HP. They said, "Hello, there's a very interesting hiding spot in Anorlando. After the moving contraption, you can get a higher jump on the lever next to the bonfire, so you can jump over the railing and fall to the nearby roof where nobody can see you. If you walk down further, the death cam activates, and a few meters later the death box too." So this is one I wasn't able to replicate, but I trust that it's accurate given how specific the rest of the information is. Running and jumping at the lever sometimes gives you a small boost over it, or you can wind up on top of it as well. If you're able to get over the railing, landing down here safely seems very difficult because the buttress here was made to be slippery. However, if you're centered perfectly in the middle, you can land on it and walk down it. And everything they said about the death cam and kill—
Oh, when things start to clip into each other in this game, a thing that does happen, and why your statement is remarkably correct, is that, did you see that little vibration in the chair? It's like when you get things just right, they start to vibrate like that one scene in Interstellar. They start to do the interstellar vibration. So it's really impossible, like, because I've had things spawn in weird places, and I've had a rendering glitch where the floor came up, and like, if you get something just right, it does the interstellar dance. It's pretty fucking cool. I don't know. I like it. It's kind of nice. I think it's dope.
Plane is accurate as well, since walking down this will cause you to hit one before the other. Now, in terms of actually getting over the railing, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to rely on a jump boost getting me over the railing in a single motion, or if I'm supposed to land on top of the lever first, and then from here do something like a running jump, which is probably only possible by doing something like a stored run by casting a buff and building up run speed in advance. Given how difficult this is to pull off, and how obscure of an out-of-bounds spot it is as well, it's not a particularly notable problem. But I did want to point it out because it reveals a potential general oversight in how From Software implements railing protection. It's something they do very commonly for railings next to staircases, but they seem to often forget about the potential for getting on top of objects and how those can be used for getting over railings sometimes. We saw this happen with the fence skip in the catacombs, we see it here.
Bro, they keep taking my giant inflatable chocobo. That is so rude. I'm gonna try once more to carry them off because we're almost at the big flat. And if this happens again, I'm raging. Like, I'm rage quitting everything. The whole universe is getting turned off and on again. I don't give a fuck. Ah, fuck it.
As well, and in other places throughout the Souls games. So in the same way that railings on staircases usually get railing protection by default, I won't be surprised if future titles of theirs start getting more aggressive with doing the same for railings that have any kind of objects placed near them too. Number 10. More object invisible walls. In my previous video, I showed how a couple vases and one particular table create a temporary floor of object collision underneath them when you break them. Though this floor should only last a few frames, sometimes these occasionally glitch and don't go away quickly, creating glitched invisible walls that shouldn't be there. I incorrectly assumed that the tables wouldn't be an issue in the same way that the vases are, due to none of the tables being rotated, so they won't create a vertical wall. And I also sort of assumed that, due to the way that the temporary floors are clipped underneath the ground, that the player probably wouldn't be able to interact with them directly, making the glitch of getting them to freeze in place harder or impossible. As you can already gather, I was wrong on that assumption, and I've since gotten a few reports of these tables also creating these invisible walls for players, just like the vases do. Blackbeard2412, Ryan Gordon 578...
Stealing cock. Yup. That's how we play video games. We just start looting all the cock. Cocks? Plural. What's the best way to refer to a group of roosters?
And Frost Channel 4 all mention this happening to them in the Cathedral of the Deep. Something
I love the fucking... Honestly, the corpses of giant enemies in Helldivers are amazing. Absolute fucking beauty. Those are a win. Every time. I keep playing a lot of Queen's Blood. I kinda like this game a lot.
Mind is that the temporary floor that spawns underneath the tables is...
The Invisawalls absolutely annoy me. But those are in most games, it's just the most obnoxious in Helldivers. Like, it's absolutely fucking... it's a blight. It's a fucking FPS, I'm sorry. Get your Invisawalls the fuck... It's a third person... It's something. It's a third person / one person... It's a mess. It's a bona fide certifiable mess. But I like it. I might hop back on again soon.
Massive. While these tables aren't rotated, so they don't seem to create any vertical invisible walls for the player, a large floor means that staircases can be easily blocked. And 2 of the comments did specifically mention not being able to use stairs. So we can be pretty certain that one of these getting frozen in the Cathedral of the Deep is what happened. But then, I also got another video sent to me by WASD2, and this one is a lot more confusing. They ran into a temporary invisible wall in the Grand Archives as well, but I don't know what could have caused it. While it appears that the same tables show up here, this is a variant that doesn't come with the same invisible floor issue. And even if they did, I can't see how any of the ones nearby would create an invisible wall up here, specifically. I checked a lot of breakable objects in the area, and none seem capable of creating a glitched wall over there, or anywhere for that matter. So this is the most confusing one yet, and I have no idea what's going on. If someone else could figure it out, that'd be great. Okay, so that was 10 more things I would have included in the last...
Take care of yourself, rest in bed. For someone who tells me to rest in pepperoni so much, I just am like, rest in bed, be okay. But honestly, be okay, take care of yourself. Do kind shit to yourself. Don't be rude to your own body. I believe in you.
Last video, had I remembered or knew about...
I'll scream if I play Helldivers or Fortnite, I promise.
...about them at all. But before I close this video out, I did want to include a couple more honorable mentions, more notable for their viewer feedback, rather than really having anything else to share about their collisions. That weird enemy wall in the smoldering lake that seems completely unnecessary. A lot of people suggested that maybe it has something to do with the cut Crimson Bat boss. The Smoldering Lake had an unused boss fight that was repurposed into the Demon Prince in the DLC. I have to admit to completely forgetting about this potential context. I'll link to a great video by Zuli the Witch that explains all of it, and what's interesting to me is that there were rumors that you'd shoot the Crimson Bat down with the ballista. Zuli took a somewhat skeptical approach to that rumor, which makes sense if you watch her video.
Zuli the Witch is an absolute hero. Shout out to Zuli the Witch. What a complete, absolute kick-ass person.
But now I'm wondering if the floating enemy wall might not have been intended for a more mobile version of the Karthus sandworm at all, and as a lot of people suggested, if there was ever anything like a flying routine for the Crimson Bat in development. Maybe this is the vestigial remains of that instead. In the end, the Crimson Bat boss fight was supposed to be inside the same room as the old Demon King, at least at one point in development, but maybe it could have initially flown around this area, and then after wounding it with the ballista, it could have flown into the boss room like a wounded Calamite, or something. We don't have any solid evidence for this that I'm aware of, but it is a very good consideration that's fun to speculate on. And let's take another quick look at the mystery that I ended the video with, the weird invisible walls of collisions found only by the Judicators in the DLC. To recap, there's a unique kind of collision that wraps the bridge by the first Judicator.
I don't think you can say that in 2026. Judicator? I don't know if you can say that.
It covers a big chunk of the city area by the second Judicator, and it covers the various buildings and trees down in the water by the third Judicator. It's not used anywhere else in the game, but it's not an invisible wall for the player, the enemies, nor the camera. So what does it actually protect, and why was it invented for the DLC? I got a lot of comments suggesting that it probably has something to do with the enemies that
17-22-20. Yeah, I think we're gonna win.
The Judicators spawn, and I agree. Though the reason I didn't go into that further is that the specifics are very fuzzy to me. To start with, the extra enemies that the Judicators spawn aren't proper characters or NPCs. They're instead classified as something that the game refers to internally as bullets. Bullets are the system used for projectiles, meaning that what you see here isn't like a complete character model loading in. It's more like an offensive spell, where the look of the spell just happens to take the shape of something humanoid, rather than—
Like, so far their deck can destroy their own cards. If I had a worry they could destroy mine, that would be different, but yep, there we go. They have no cards they can destroy enemy cards, only cards to destroy their own cards. They already played 4 of them out, I believe. Easy peasy. And all we do is hit that dope synergy. That absolute dope synergy. Replace an ally and lower the power of allied enemy cards on affected tiles by replacing the ally's
looking like a
power.
traditional cast of Soul Spear or whatever. There are pros and cons to using bullets to spawn temporary enemies in like this. If they used traditional NPCs for this, they'd likely have to populate the map with a ton of potential fixed spawn locations, and then dynamically ask them to spawn in based on distance to the player. You could do it that way, but did the devs really want to put like a couple hundred spawn locations down here in just the water area? Maybe that's not the best way to do that. By using bullets instead, the Judicator can theoretically just shoot at us wherever we're standing, and then these extra enemies can pop out based on wherever the bullet collides, not requiring any predetermined spawn locations for the enemies at all. And that would justify introducing a new kind of collision, one that only the Judicator's bullets interact with, to help contain where and how its summons spawn in. I'm pretty confident this is what's happening, but without doing a much deeper dive into the bullet system and not—
Fucking Tifa! I'm trying to set something up. Bro, Tifa, what the fuck? Get your big red boots out of here. And Santa Claus looking motherfucker. Holy shit. Santa Claus at least has manner. I'm sorry. The box clips through them? Thank you for moving. No one likes you. Fuck you, Tifa. Anyways, the box clips through them? It basically is Yu-Gi-Oh, right? I actually haven't played Yu-Gi-Oh in ages. I only played it like a handful of times. That's like my really big flex, is that I barely played Yu-Gi-Oh, and I played a fuckload of Magic the Gathering. But y'all Yu-Gi-Oh people, fret not. Get angry no more. There's plural of you around, and there's only one of me. So that basically makes you stronger, better, brighter, faster. Some song out there, I don't know. Does something. Enjoy. Have fun. Have fun ganging up on me.
not currently having a way to visualize the exact behavior of the Judicator's bullets, the implementation here is a bit confusing. You might expect that there's a bunch of individual bullets firing at us, like all of the different archers here are spawning wherever they make contact with solid ground, and the invisible walls simply confine or put a limit on how far out they can go. But they actually spawn here in bulk. We can see this if we move the Judicator. We can get a bunch of archers to float where there's no collision at all, and in the same way that a bunch of archers are in higher elevation when they're on the bridge normally, we see the same thing here. So I think a single bullet is landing somewhere, and then all of these spawn around some invisible center point in a completely fixed orientation. But it's hard for me to make sense of the exact path the Adjudicator's bullets take, though. There are times where the Adjudicator casts a spell and no enemies pop out. It happens when I'm standing here, so I think there's some kind of line of sight rule to the bullets, maybe? Perhaps the Adjudicator is lobbing the bullet over the wall from here, with an arc like an invisible firebomb being thrown upwards, and when it explodes on the opposite side, perhaps the bullet can't see us and that's stopping the enemies from spawning in. If that were true, it would give a very obvious purpose to that collision, and it really appears to be the case when the enemies start spawning in again when I walk over here. It feels like they're spawning in because the bullet can see me again, and that would make sense. But then, like, I can stand over here, and suddenly the enemies can spawn and see me again, when I should be on the opposite side of this wall from both Adjudicators and presumably the bullet it spawns, so I have no idea what's up with that. I do think that some funkiness with its bullets and these walls explains an odd behavior that you can find with the second Adjudicator down.
I mean, if it's all one-turn kill decks, that actually is about to bring me in. All y'all Yu-Gi-Oh people just won one more. Good job. All it took, telling some loser that you can do stuff in one turn that might look unhinged. I appreciate it. I'm in now.
In the
Let's go.
city.
Who's gonna teach me how to play Yu-Gi-Ohs? I wanna learn. Who's your favorite Digimon from Yu-Gi-Oh? Mine's Sandshrew.
Completely normal gameplay, sometimes he just spams his summoning move with seemingly no effect at all. Without anything modded, just trying to get footage of his non-archer spawns down here was surprisingly awkward. Sometimes they show up, sometimes they don't. The behavior of their spawning feels really finicky and unintuitive. Remember when I said that there are pros and cons to spawning enemies like this with bullets? I think this might be where we're seeing that behave kind of poorly. The Adjudicator is clipped partially behind one of these invisible walls, and there's also a bunch more very tall walls around. I suspect that these bullets sometimes have a hard time seeing you, and that is likely the culprit here, whereas a system with fixed spawn locations probably would have been a much better fit for a location like this. But again, without seeing the exact behavior of the bullets here, we don't have a crystal clear look at the role the collisions are playing and why exactly their spawning is so scuffed. If anyone is able to provide a deeper dive into this, I'd love to see it. Okay, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider doing all the usual things that help. You can also support this channel more directly by subscribing to my Patreon or becoming a YouTube member.
You can definitely help. You can help Illusory Wall's channel more directly by doing what I said earlier, and if you like their content, go to their channel, find a video that you like your fucking self, and watch the whole damn thing through. It helps a lot more than going for 2 seconds liking because some dumb bitch YouTuber said to do it, and it actually shows that they can, like, you know, retain people. So it's the right thing to do, and it's kind, and it's polite. So I highly recommend it, because it's polite.
I'd like to give an extra special thanks to all of my backers at the Evil Vagrant tier. Thanks for watching, and see y'all next time. I can finally get back to those Dark Souls 1 videos that I said I'd be working on.
So there's this video with the police car and some AMD GPUs, and I kind of want to see if somebody's going to jail for theft that involves AMD hardware. Because undeniably, that's funny. Undeniably. There's no way around it. That absolutely is funny. Also, when I first started playing Pokemon when I was like really, really little, like the actual card game, I had some asshole tell me that if I lost, he got my Pokemon for free. And I believed him and started crying like a little bitch. Like, absolutely just bawling my little bitch eyes out. Because I couldn't help myself, because I'm a very whiny person. Oh, I forgot to timestamp his video like a complete and utter loser. Give me one moment, my dudes. Let me fix this. Let me rectify this, at least partly. Happy Souls was like 10 minutes, so what do we think? I gabbed for like, you know, 12 minutes? Maybe? Probably. So I have it on good authority that it's a crate of AMD cards got yeeted. But we're about to see
Hello,
if it's
Internet.
this. See, no, it says that AMD chiplet GPU 790 is starting to fail. But if there's a video about stolen AMD hardware, I'm gonna look for it right now. I can't find it. I spent 2 seconds on it. Couldn't find it.
Today we have this power collar. I believe it's a 7900 XTX that came in for repair, and the customer had said.
Anyways, this is Northwest Repair. If y'all like their content, go to their channel yourselves. Get off your lazy twats. Go to their channel yourself. Go click subscribe. If they earn it, give them a like. Don't be a Hoosier. Actually do the thingy-ma-do. Don't just go there for a second to this one video, like and leave because some dumb bitch said so. Actually engage with their shit if you like them. And I'm sure they'll be grateful one day.
It is crashing. So let's, I suppose we can go straight into the testing and see what's going on with this thing. And today is kind of a special episode that I would never wish to make. Alright, so the card is booting up. Let's wait for Windows to load. And I don't think the card is posting. No, the card is not posting. So that's good. That means whatever problem there was, it's already manifesting itself. And so I don't really know how to start this. This is a rather unusual and definitely not something I would like to do. But if I'm not even. I don't even think straight. I'm going into the wrong drive altogether.
It must suck to not think straight. I think the straightest of everyone. I think of lines, points, and lines. Lines, points, and lines. I'm winning.
I have to reboot. I can't even think straight. In case you didn't know, I used to live in Washington State. Hence the name Northwest Repair. That's where I started, and my whole family lived there. And so, for whatever reason, we decided to move out. Just me and my mother. And we moved to Kentucky, and I think we're here for like 3-4 years now. Not exactly sure. Time flies when you're busy. And so, my brother, my cousins, my sister, they're all they were left there. So my brother and my sister with 2 of her children. Okay, so that I'm gonna shut this thing down so the test won't even run. And so my sister with 2 of her kids, she was married to this monster back home where we came from.
I don't think that this person's sister being married to a monster means that they were married to a pocket monster. Love and support goes out to the family. That sucks dick.
He had some alcohol abuse issues and whatnot. And he was beating her up, cheating. One time he soaked her in kerosene, lit up a match, and demanding that she would deny her faith. He would threaten to kill his own kids. You know, alcoholic. And especially if he's the military. That just amplifies the problem several times.
But threatening to take the life of your own kids is a whole new level of depraved. Like, to all those who've gone through it, love goes out to you and shit, but like, honestly, every time you hear about it, it is that new, because it's so easy to get trained out of accepting that people would be that shitty. But like, honestly, that is a level of depravity that just needs to be fucking put behind bars until it doesn't have anything left. Fuck
I'm
that
gonna
dude.
try to boot this card one more time, see if it'll post through the PCI Express lock. And so with all the things that he did to her, she ended up, basically she got a lot of stress. And that stress weakened and traumatized her nervous system to a point where once we moved here in the States, she got a permanent disability because of that, because she could not function. She couldn't work. She could barely move. But to make matters worse, with all the evil that he did to her husband, that is, he just hung himself. One day he got drunk, and the one day our parents went somewhere shopping, and she was supposed to come over and watch us, me and my brother, you know. And that night, she took her kids and, you know, came over to our place to stay at our house to watch us so that we don't burn the house down, because that's what we were. Me and my brother, we would burn the house down, no problem, no questions asked. As a matter of fact, I almost did that very thing, and then I got my ass whooped by my dad when he came back, on top of both of my hands being burned. But regardless, so she took her kids and came over to us, and then as she was leaving, her husband, my sister's husband, he was telling her goodbye. Like, you know, like goodbye forever, I'll never see you again or something. It was just weird, very strange. And she didn't think anything of it. And then the next morning her friends told her that he hung himself. So now we have this abusive alcoholic from the military that was beating her up, trying to kill her kids, leaving her traumatized to a point of just completely dysfunctional human being. Almost.
I have never used GPU Z with multiple GPUs. Do you really have to click refresh every time you add something new in? That makes sense.
Bringing her down to a vegetable state at some point. And then he just hung himself. But we all know where he went. Either way. So the card's not posting. I'm probably going to have to re-roll it since the memory test is passing and it's detected and everything else. So then her daughter was about 2 years old. And then the boy, his name was Alex. He was about 4. Yeah, they were like 2 years apart. So we moved here in the States. And so it was just me, my mother, my sister, and her 2 kids that moved in here first. And she was like super sick. She was just so sick, my sister that is. She was just laying in bed for days. Just sleeping, drinking some kind of something to calm her down, pain in her chest, you know, things like that. Because her nervous system was just broken down completely from all the stress that she had. Slowly, she started recovering, like very, very slowly. It took her years to recover. But the problem is, her kids were growing. And they were growing without a mother or a father, basically. I mean, they lived right next to us. So me and my mother, we did whatever we could, you know, to raise them and things like that. We even, when the public schools here in the U.S. started introducing sex.
Okay, y'all, just while they're getting into this, I just want y'all to look at how much of a GPU is like just radiator. I know they're talking about something deep. I'm both do and don't hate to interrupt, but like, y'all, just look at how much of this shit is fucking radiator. That's bananas. But then again, it's that one component that stays at like 40C in my box, so I'm not mad. But that is a fuckload of radiator. Yeah, this is one of the quests I have to do, I think, for Tifa and Cloud to have their date, so we're not going on a date with Red 13. I'm just gonna get used to it. I still have the other one stuck in my head, where it was, fuck, man. It's because it's a longer distance when you go across, so I have to just get used to it and internalize it. Oh, it's going faster through the longer distance, so I guess it's not really that much of a whirl.
It's almost like your muscles are sinking.
Okay, we can hit this.
It's education in schools. At a certain, or maybe it was already there, but they started pushing it at a certain grade. And that's when we pulled both of the kids out of the school. Especially Alex. We got him out, because he didn't want to hear any of this. So eventually, the kids grew, you know, they started having their own troubles, creating their own problems, making my sister's life more miserable than it should have been. But not the boy though, the Alex. He was nice and quiet, obedient, helpful, just a nice guy. I don't know. Nothing was wrong with him. He seemed like perfectly fine. He looked like his dad though. Just like I look like my dad. Which is horrible, especially when you know that your dad was a monster. That's kind of why I don't particularly like myself sometimes. And so either way, he was a good boy, you know.
I look like my mom, so maybe that's why I'm kind to myself sometimes.
One day he became a church member, got baptized and everything. Everything was going
Maybe I should
great,
keyboard and
you know?
mouse this one.
No problems.
The
Until
keys?
then, no problems. And my sister was recovering. She was doing better and better. She was even thinking that maybe she could, you know, start her life from the beginning and get remarried or something. You know, kids were growing up. She didn't want to be alone. That's understandable. And, you know, she was slowly becoming better physically and mentally, so why not? What human being wouldn't want to be happy, right? So then her son Alex got hooked up with some bad people, started drinking, you know, here and there. Not a big problem, you would think. A lot of us tried drinking, but eventually he, I don't even know what led to this, but somehow he tried some weed. And after he tried some weed, it was a 180 degrees turn in his life. Some may argue that people with schizophrenia who try weed or smoke weed,
that some people that
their
smoke
schizophrenia
weed
can manifest
end up,
itself
like
in the worst
of
ways
psychosis.
possible.
It's not
But
just some people with
I don't
schizophrenia.
think-
It's some people in general. It's just that's like a risk that you run. That's why like a lot of folks try to prevent kids from doing it, is because they can have one nasty trip off of weed alone, and that might traumatize them for the rest of their fucking days. You know? Now if you didn't, now you do. Fuck, I misclicked, or I clicked early. Anyways, that's hi y'all.
He had one. I don't think he had schizophrenia to begin with. I think he got it when he smoked that stuff. And even if he had one, if he hadn't smoked it, nothing would have happened. But regardless, he became the hippiest hippie you've ever seen on TV. If you ever seen like the hardcore hippie, that's like it's like super hippie, you know, smoking pot every day, meditation, 100% vegetarian. He got so vegetarian that he went to the emergency room. They told him he was gonna die if he's not gonna eat meat. But regardless, I'm not gonna argue with that. I'm not a doctor or a nutritionist or whatever. I'm sure there are ways that you can cope with this. But he was like a hardcore hippie, hardcore vegetarian. He was doing meditations. He started doing satanic stuff like rituals and fasting satanic for, you know, whatever. And he started doing like chanting, all sorts of stuff. He grew a beard, put up a funny hat, like a beanie hat or something. And put on yellow glasses so that the whole world looks yellow to him. For what I don't know. He assumed himself a sovereign citizen. I mean, the whole 9 yards. Like you don't see a hippie like that, like he was. It's like you take all of them hippies
Thanks,
combined, and all of these mentally ill sovereign citizens, I'll put them all together, and you get that's what you get. That's him. And all of that started with pot. He started transforming basically into this monster. And so as a result, he started hating his mother and started giving her a hard time, torturing her with, whatever. With his behavior, with his problems, to a point where he would threaten her several times. And she got a restraining order on him. And they kicked him out of the house. And he was kind of out and about for a year or so, and then the restraining order had ended.
With the confluence of things going on my screen, I just want to say that this man's right. Maybe if we all just worked out together, we'd find a way to settle our differences. And that's correct. That's accurate. That's some true shit if I ever heard it. I appreciate and respect that.
And they were supposed to serve him a new one. They were on the way. She called the cops to kick him out of the house because he came in with threats and whatnot. And it took him. The police department is 10 minutes away from their house. It took them 50 minutes to get there. 50. And if it wasn't for all the people that were calling 911, they probably would have been there the next day. I don't know but some of you probably already know what happened there. So by the time cops showed up, there were already 3 people dead, including my sister. And he was in the process, her son, Alex, he was in the process of killing the 4th one. And so obviously cops showed up, saw him stabbing somebody. We don't really know who the other victims are. And so they shot him. So now he's also dead. So that's where the 5 people death count comes from. My sister and probably a bystander that came in to help got murdered by a guy who puffed some weed and eventually proclaimed himself some kind of Egyptian god.
I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I wonder which Egyptian god he proclaimed himself as.
Which we all know are all demonic. And here we are, talking about it like it's some kind of a horror movie. I don't know if the GPU is going to work today or not. Usually when I get errors like that, it's almost always a problem with either these memory chips or the core, so I'm going to have to redo everything.
Probably bath salts, you say? I mean, honestly, weed does cause paranoia in a lot of folks, or at least worsen symptoms of it, and does cause psychosis in some individuals, or possibly worsen symptoms of it. But bath salts, I have no fucking clue what that does, honestly. I know some people that did fake bake for a while. That absolutely ruined them too.
All of them, because these chips are under the compound, and I need to take them out because they sometimes gives you false pass on the memory test, and the only key difference here is that the test takes a while, and that's exactly what was happening here. So the test kind of took a little bit longer than it should be. Usually it's almost instant if there are no errors, but there are some problems that the test isn't able to verify. So therefore I have to lift all of these chips and reball the core to be sure.
Sometimes bath salt people eat people. That is bananas. I'm glad you told me about that, but I imagine that
basically,
people just eat people sometimes anyway.
He was in the house. He got into the house and started threatening her, and not exactly sure what weapon he used, either a knife.
I feel like there's got to be some underlying people eating bullshit going on there for bath salts to be the thing that throws them over the act of doing it. But again, I don't fucking know. That's bananas. That's fucking ratchet.
For some witnesses say he was using a pickaxe, and what's horrifying is that My mother was on the
Oh my gosh, I keep messing up.
phone with her.
It's reaching for pause that's actually getting me a lot too, so I just gotta let this play out and just be like a little quiet goofball for a second.
So, as my mom and my sister talk, Alex attacks my sister. My mom can hear my sister choking over the phone. He stabbed her with something and she just went or something. And then she hears Alex saying, oh no, something along those lines. I don't know. I wish my mother never heard that stuff. I mean, it's painful enough to know that it happened, but when you're hearing it over the phone, and so I don't know what happened after. But the phone basically got dropped on the floor, and it was on until the medics arrived. And so the medics arrived. I can hear him coming in, and I'm still listening to the phone call because it hasn't hung up yet. Just probably laying on the floor next to her. And the medics come in. They say, I hear him chatting, like no pulse, whatever. So they finally picked up the phone, and I asked him what's going on. They said there's nothing good, and so eventually they hung up. And then later, we get notified.
Damn.
There's news.
Have I tried not messing up? Clearly.
A whole
I'm
lot
bad.
of rumors.
That's
We
why.
don't really know what's going on. Some said heart attack. So we were kind of hoping that she had a heart attack, but she just got stabbed to death. And then her son, ran outside. Probably, I'm guessing. I don't know exactly what happened. I think they do have the report, but I haven't seen it yet.
It's in part an ortholinear
But I guess
keyboard.
he started
It's in
stabbing
part me
more people.
sucking. I keep
Whatever
slipping a
neighbors
little bit
came,
over as I try to
hearing the screams and
automatically
whatnot,
mash
so-
the key I want.
And as he was stabbing his last victim, police arrived and just shot him dead. So, yeah. Now here we are. And, believe it or not, here in the United States, it is cheaper to stay alive than to die. And basically that's the reason for why I'm posting this very unusual format video. Is I'm basically asking for anybody who's willing to help to bury my sister. It's very expensive. I mean, if it was here in Kentucky, it'd probably be bearable, but in Washington State, it's very expensive. So I'm kind of asking if anybody wants to help us out. My cousin, a good cousin, his wife is gonna set up a GoFundMe page with all of the information. So don't be shocked thinking that it's somebody else. No, it's just it's my cousin. And so if anybody wants to help us out, I'll probably post a link in the description, maybe in the comment section, pin it for anyone to see. So basically, I would greatly appreciate it if you would help us out. Either way, I'm gonna try to get this thing fixed. So this is probably the only way I'm able to keep my sanity.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking. Like, I got told this was about someone stealing GPUs, but instead it's about a multiple homicide from a family member. Yeah.
For the last 3 days is by focusing on the repair, just keep my mind off of it. So hopefully we'll get this thing working, and I'm gonna let this thing warm up and come back to it when it's all ready to go. Yeah, right now I'm still home in Kentucky. I needed to stay behind because I couldn't leave the house. I could barely drive my mother to the airport. The amount of stress. I have what's called irritated bowel syndrome. It's basically my guts start to hurt a lot when I'm encountering some kind of a stress. It gets to a point. It gets ridiculous sometimes. I can't even leave the house. Sometimes I can't even take my mother out shopping. I don't drive around much. I don't go much anywhere because of that. And that's one of the reasons why I stayed behind. So, but hopefully with enough medications, and once I calm down a little bit, I'll be able to, at the very least, to go attend the funeral. What kind of a brother would I be if I wouldn't be at the funeral of my own sister? To clear things out, for those who may stumble upon a secondary GoFundMe page, that from Robert, that is for her daughter. Because remember, she had a daughter too, and the daughter, she was there, but she got there after the fact. Otherwise, she'd probably be dead too. And so, yeah, so her husband or boyfriend or whatever he wants to identify himself as, set up a GoFundMe campaign for her. They will be the ones to bury the brother. It's her brother. We didn't want to bury him. I told my mom, you know, I'll bury my sister, but I'm not gonna bury that thing, that self-proclaimed god from Egypt. So I said, you know, donate him.
I mean, honestly, the state will cremate eventually, depending on the state. I don't know what Washington State does as opposed to Kentucky, but maybe the state will take care of burying them. I don't know. I have no fucking clue.
To organs or some clinical studies, I don't care. Do whatever you want with him. It's his brother. She can do whatever she wants with him. Cruel, maybe. With what he did to her, to his own mother, it's justified. So, kind of funny. His father died in about the same age when he hung himself. His father's brother, I think he hung himself too, or something. Yeah, there's just death in their family all the time. You know, on their side, not on our side. Nobody on our side is suicidal or alcoholic or anything like that. But whatever, it's just more pain to deal with. All right, so the thing is completing with a warm-up, so I'm gonna continue on the work, speed up the process for your entertainment. Well, please stick around.
Don't forget your game face.
It's like one little slip up and I have to start over, and I keep hitting it with my
Okay,
fingernail.
ball is complete. Let's see. What do we have? I'll check for resistances. Make sure that nothing is shorted. See, the thing with these particular cards, the 7900 XTX, as good as they may be, as I said several times, these are good cards. I'm reading 12 ohms on the memory. That's fine. That's Samsung VDCI 9 ohms. No short here. No short here. VPP 12 3.3. Oftentimes, if you reball on the core with the 0.5 millimeter balls and you bump the chip, 3.3 volt gets short. Why? I have no idea. It's just it's like a curse of these cores. It's nothing but 3.3 volt gets short. It's just very strange. So I don't reball these with 5.5 millimeters. I had enough of this. So
it's that, like, the reason I say it's an ortholinear and that is, like, they're both fine independently, and honestly, it's me just sucking that makes it fail. But it's that, like, I end up reaching and my fingernail clips the wrong key just by a little bit because I'm not used to the layout being what it is. So I reach, I hit something, and I end up tapping the other key just enough to hit activation.
the other issue is it's, believe it or not, it's AMD. And given the fact that this core design, you know, with these chiplets and whatnot, is still relatively new, and the fact that the very next generation doesn't use chiplets, that tells you something. And what that something is it's not good. It's good while it works, but they're dying, and I'm starting to notice this.
I'm not using
more
4
and
fingies,
more
I'm using 2 at both at max.
as they come in.
Most.
They behave exactly the same way. The memory test would not run as quickly as it should, but it does pass. And you still get error code 43 inside Windows. you can replace every single memory chip and it will still do the same. So nothing's wrong with the board. Hardly anything ever fails on the board level, because for whatever reason AMD cards are using better components, so the component base is way better, more reliable than the Nvidia does, but the cores continue to be disappointing. And if the core doesn't survive, what's the point of having a good component base? So it looks like they can't really nail it down. Not yet anyway. Maybe in the near future they will. So let's power this thing on and see if it posts. I will be very surprised if it does. And I will be very disappointed if it doesn't, because, you know, customer's not gonna be happy, I'm not gonna be happy that I didn't fix the card. It's just not pretty. And I don't think it's posting, so let's go and shut. I don't think it's posting, so let's shut this thing down, go into the memory test, see what the memory test is saying. And it would be nice to see a memory error on any of these chips that had been reballed.
Oh, we still got it.
Mind you, they were under, they were glued to the board, so that can sometimes cause issues. And it looks like the test is running, taking a little bit of time, so hopefully it'll give us an error on one of the chips. Nope. So when you see the test running about that time frame, that's a red flag. So it's either BIOS or you need to reball the core, or you need to reball all of the memory chips, or yeah, it's just that test basically says that there's something wrong with the memory, and it's inside the core, not the memory chips. So I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can. I think this is LED, this is BIOS. Let's see if a different BIOS will do anything. I highly doubt it, but worth trying anyway. Yep, still nothing. So this board is as toast as it was, and unfortunately it's going to be a no fix. So not a happy ending repair.
It's like there's no way you can justify using more than like 2 fingies while holding a keyboard correctly. And I understand it might be an optimization thing, but so is just tapping SAWQ, SAWQ, just shifting up and down 1, as opposed to like, even when I'm using the controller, I don't grip it where I hold like index and then like middle finger on different buttons. I just shift it up and down, but like moving to the keyboard was to play into how I already have keyboard muscle memory, which works out pretty well for me. Oh, that's a roll.
Not a happy ending video either. This whole video is a bit depressing. And with the loss in the family, it's just not getting any better. It got significantly worse, so hopefully I'll be able to recover eventually. I'll still do my best to entertain you guys, you know, do the cat videos, pretend like nothing ever happened. Because I understand life goes on. There's nothing I can do about it anyway. So might as well not stress about it, you know? Just just move on. And what makes it easier is that ever since we moved out, I wasn't really talking a whole lot to her. We would exchange messages, you know, share some pictures of cats and whatnot. And but that was about it. But my mother, it's harder for her because she was within recent months, she was almost always in contact with her, almost daily. And then that happens, so it just hurts my mother a lot more, obviously. It's her daughter. And the fact that she had to hear it happen over the phone, I don't even know how she's able to cope with this. But my mother's very strong. She's the strongest one of all of us.
His mom sounds like a good guy.
Her life wasn't sweet either. My dad was doing things to her. you know, some horrifying things. He almost got her.
I'm running away, not because I want to be a horrible person, but because I was bouncing between hardware stuff predominantly. Or I guess this should eat into software. Now I'm gonna go look at the internet beat dickheads to each other. We can just obliquely talk shit on Jackky D. So I'm gonna drag you with me as I do that, my dudes. No offense to the lovely person. A harrowing story and some GPU repair. There we go. That seems like a well-placed name for it. 013500 Jackky D and the... I wanted to call it Jackky D and the police car mystery. Jackky D and the wild hammer dance gang. Fine, let's go with it.
Yo, Jack Doherty. Dude, what? Yo, what the f? Yo!
Alright, so Jack Doherty got his window smashed, and
I mean, honestly, if it were anyone else, I'd feel horrible, so that's probably a good sign that I probably should treat Jackky D less like shit, but I'm not gonna right now. I mean, he got his window smashed in by a hammer after years of being a complete menace, putting people's lives at risk, putting his own at risk, putting his ex's life at risk, being a complete and utter shit clown, consistently saying he'd pay people to beat his ass while reneging on it and having his fucking bodyguard coddle his little fucking twat the whole time. Yeah, I'd feel bad for anybody. And it really does suck that the car got its window caved in. But it is kind of funny that it's Jack.
as usual with Jack Doherty, you have to take everything with a grain of salt. Now, luckily for this specific incident, we have definitive proof whether it's real or fake. I'm not going to spoil that yet. I want you guys to watch the video, write in the comment section what you believe, and then I'll let you know exactly what happened. Also, I do want to check in on that lolcow Michael Cerrone, because he has had yet another incident, and I just wanted to do a follow-up on the last video. Without further ado, let's get started.
Sometimes you need like a nice like low-key like brokey car, and this is it. We got our little brokey car. Just kidding, a Corvette's still nice, and it's red. I like the little red in it. I drove one of these in Vegas. Not Vegas, Arizona. Can I have your phone number? I'm on like live, that's why. Oh, you're live? Yeah, I don't want to. I'm just waiting for my security guard. He should be here in a second. Can I just chill here for like 2 minutes? Yeah.
But are you gonna be like, bro, are you gonna be recording?
No, we're not recording. No. We're leaving right here. Yeah, I got you. I was talking to him, my bad.
So that's the first red flag, is that his security guard is not there. And as you guys know, Jack Doherty doesn't go anywhere without his security guard because he's scared of being ambushed. If he goes anywhere without him and then there's people that want to harm him, he's going to have to go into a fetal position, curl on the ground. It's going to be pretty pathetic. So he always makes sure that he has his 6'3" security guard with him at all times. So that's already pretty damn suspicious that he's not there.
Yo! Jack Doherty! Dude, what? Yo! What the f? Yo! Oh my god, there's glass all over me. Yo! What the f? Yo! What the f? Dude, are you kidding me? Oh my god, this isn't even my car, I'm cooked. What the f? What the f?
Okay, if you're judging me because I'm laughing, let me clear something up. I am laughing. I'm not sorry. I can't stop that I'm laughing. I will unfortunately laugh when Jackky D both says it's not really his car and he's mad that the fucking window just got caved in. I will. I'm sorry that I can't hold it back. I deeply apologize, but I'm gonna keep fucking laughing.
Jack, what the f is going on, Jack?
What just happened?
Okay.
Now, that's a very good performance. Good job, Jack. Your acting skills are on point. Now, the one thing that's kind of sus besides everything, is the fact that the cameraman did not move whatsoever. He didn't even flinch. Meanwhile, there's supposed to be some crazy guy with a hammer that's smashing your window in. Obviously, if you didn't expect it, you would flinch to some extent. You would say, what the hell is going on here? But him, nothing whatsoever, which kind of proves the fact that he was expecting it.
Yo. Shit, what the f just happened? All over me, bro. Where'd the guy go? Bro, no one even, like, didn't, bro. Where's Dave, bro? What the f? Where's Dave? What do we do? Holy shit. Yo, hop out of the car. This is insane. Yo. I'm stepping on glass. All over me. Here, come in front. You ready? Can you take a vid? This is... It's going? Yeah. Can you carry your phone too?
It's in the car.
Ow!
Passenger seat.
Where?
Oh, God. God bless.
I just got glass all over me.
Yeah, I know.
You ready? Try and get the people in the back. I want them too. Ready? It's going? Yeah. Come close. Get the thing in the back.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, someone just smashed my car windshield and Brickle. They just ran up, smashed the window, and yeah, now I gotta deal with this on my brand new Corvette. Look at that. Look at this. There's glass all over the inside too. Look at this. There's glass all over here.
Oh, he ran away. Drove off, that guy.
Yeah, he's obviously gone. He was long gone, but hey, we gotta...
It's so funny to see them stage the little clip for the intro, and then the bystanders like, oh yeah, why don't you show the guy? He's right there. And Jack's like, no, he's gone. He's long gone. Forget about him. You know, I paid him $200. Now I don't want him to get in trouble. It's like, come on, dude. This is so pathetic. And here's the thing. Is he now going to file an insurance claim saying that his car got vandalized and it needs to be repaired? Because if he does, and they are able to prove that he hired this guy, or let's say he confesses it later on in the video, then he might be in a lot of trouble. I mean, that is definitely insurance fraud if he were to do something like that.
Pay for this somehow, so I'm playing to pay for this off. Here we go, we got 1,000. And boom, just like that, we won $1,000. Hopefully that covers the windshield. Let me know how much you think it'll be. You. What the?
Really all over.
Is it on screen? You got it?
Yeah.
I think we got that. Did you get that? Where's Gabe and then Dave?
Jack, I'm going to mother.
Dude, I'm out. All my money now. I'm sorry, man. I can't have candy today. This ain't no jolly time. You like the new car? You want one?
Yeah, why'd you crack it?
Why not? Just kidding. Someone ran up and, you know, did their little thing. Bang.
You did that?
No, not me. I was in the car. Some random guy. Gotta go get him. He's long gone.
Aww. Where's he?
Because you didn't get out the car.
Remember he was at your house in LA?
Was he? Yeah.
Wait, did that happen when you were inside or outside?
When I was inside the car. I got glass on me.
Police car. He wanted to move up or something.
All right, how? Who? He? Oh.
Even your
Sorry, at least windshields are cheap and easy to replace. Are they? I seem to think they're expensive as piss.
little entourage is calling you out. Though. Even the broccoli-haired Jack Doherty clones think that this is pathetic. Anyways, the fact that his security guard is still not there is just so damn suspicious. It's like he spent at this point about 20 minutes without his security guard, and that never happens because he's a complete coward and he never goes out in public without him. Now, if the security guard was there, then the whole story would be less believable because as a security guard, he would have had to chase the guy down, and that's why they made sure he wouldn't be there. Now, he did appear on a podcast later on that day and kind of revealed that the whole thing was most likely a hoax.
So did you, I saw yesterday you posted that like somebody just smashed your window in Brickell.
Yeah.
Was that staged or no?
I don't know, what do you think?
I think it's staged, but I don't know for sure. But if it was or not, like, why would you do that just to get views and like shock value?
You're talking about it right now. You probably thought about it from the time it happened till now too. You're like, it's fucking with your little head. Yeah.
Just asking.
I was just, yeah, me too. I was just commenting.
So that's an interesting comment. Let's say it is staged and he's just trying to get clip farmed. And I guess to some extent it's working because I'm making a video on it now. It's not really doing much for him because maybe, yeah, he's able to get a little clip on his channel. Maybe he gets 20,000 views. It's definitely not going to pay for the windshield, that's for damn sure. But the thing is that he's not converting new fans by doing something like this. Like, my viewers are not going to go subscribe to Jack Doherty after seeing a video like this where I completely tear him apart and roast him. We have way different audiences. My audience is, you know, men and women in their late 20s, late 30s. That's the average demographic, where him, it's like, you know, 12-year-olds. Like, no one watches Jack Doherty unironically if you're older than like 14 years old, or if you're mentally deficient.
Well, I really do hope that was, since it was a Ferrari, I do hope that it's a very expensive custom windshield in the front. That would be hilarious. Anyways,
then that's another story. So he's not going to convert any new fans with this. Maybe he's able to make a couple bucks, but at the end of the day, he's just humiliating himself. Now, like I said, there is another topic I wanted to talk about, and that is Mike Cerrone. All right, so the last time we checked on this guy, we saw him. He was in...
Who the fuck is Mike Cerrone? Oh, is Mike Cerrone the dude that fucking pissed in a thingy and drank it? Or no, he didn't drink it. He just peed in a I'm thinking about the one dude that loves debate so much that he refused to get up and he pissed inside of a fucking water bottle while he was on stream because he's so fucking debate-pilled that he can't get the fuck up and do anything else like a reasonable fucking person. Anyways, that was funny. Much like how we can summon a buggy out of nowhere in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Except that's actually funny. I thought he drank his piss, turns out he didn't drink his piss. But if he did, I would have said drink piss. And then probably said some other uncouthful shit, but I held myself. Can only hope that Jack did that, hell yeah. Damn right. Whatever befalls him, may it be what he deserves. Absolute fucking Nutrigrain looking motherfucker.
In the kitchen, pissing in a bottle, and I saw a lot of comments in my comment section saying, you know what, it's not that big of a deal, I've pissed in a bottle before. And let me just say that I kind of agree to some extent that, yeah, if you're in a truck and you're...
If you have to piss in a bottle, there better be a good reason, and no good reason begins with, I was streaming. That's actually the worst way. That makes you look a lot bit like Cyrax and a lot less bit like a reasonable fucking adult that should be trusted in fucking common society. But maybe that's just me being a bit prudish and weird about it. I don't know. Honestly, I don't care. I'm sticking to my guns on it. I think it makes somebody fucking weird. I think it's inappropriate and nasty and probably should be admonished severely by society. And I'll be the one to stand down and admonish it until I get bored, for fuck's sake. I don't even give a fuck. Y'all can tell me that I'm being rude and horrible and a prudish Catholic person. I'll just tell you, go fuck yourself. I'm gonna keep doing it. So there's that. Anyways, as we were.
On a road trip, maybe you piss in a bottle, big deal. But this is different because this guy is live on the internet and he doesn't have to do it. He could go off camera for like 2 minutes, go to the bathroom, wash his hands and come back. But he can't do that because he is a...
Oh, and he has a rag to wipe his hands at the desk too. I think that's the wild part. I mean, there's a lot of wild in this. Like, this man's acting like a wild animal. But anyways, there's a lot of wild in this, predominantly that he wipes his hands on a rag at the desk, but additionally that he's fucking weird. If I ever start picking my nose on stream, y'all can admonish me until I go fucking blind. I don't give a fuck. I deserve it.
Addicted to internet clout. He is so addicted to the attention that he doesn't want to leave the stage for not even 2 seconds. Now, there was a new incident where he pissed in the shower while he was once again on a live stream. Take a look at this.
What is your favorite peanut butter? Is it Jif? What is your favorite peanut butter? Jif?
That's a fact. Hey, look what Southern Gene said. He can never touch anyone like me. Not even like me, much less.
I would love. Why are you about to whisper us? What's her name? Southern Jeans. Southern Jeans.
You know, hey, listen. Her name matches who she. Just imagine Southern Jeans. Imagine that.
Okay, let me get my voice together. Let me get my voice together so I can respond to her. Listen, man.
Let's put him on time.
You're gonna use that.
Think about what you're about to say. Nah,
Mike, why you in the bathroom?
Go ahead, go ahead. I want you to think about what you about to say before you say it. Go ahead.
Even the people on the panel were like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Like, what is wrong with you? Why are you in the shower pissing? And this guy is something else. He gets into these arguments with people, and for some reason, he tries to convince them that he's like special operations. He works for Blackwater. He's
Oh, I used to know a dude who'd always try to convince everyone that he was special operations. It is as pathetic as it sounds, but like at least the one that I knew was redeemingly charming about it. Not like in a way where it removes the fucking absolute fucking ick and stolen valor of the matter, but in at least the sense where, you know, he'd accept that he was bullshitting when you called him on it, and not try to double down and have a debate with you on Discord. Thank fuck he didn't know what Discord was. That would have been a problem.
An FBI agent. Meanwhile, this guy is a carpet cleaner. While there's nothing wrong with being a carpet cleaner, it's like, dude, just accept that you have a mundane life. Now, in the latest clip, he was having an argument with someone, and he tried to intimidate them by saying that he's special.
Okay, stolen valor can be common as piss. I'm still gonna clown on people every time they fucking dig into it, though. And it shouldn't be common. It should be admonished so heavily. But as much as, like, Sneeko keeps trying to encourage bullying people, I think I will side on the bully people for stolen valor thing any day. The rest of the shit that he does, I'd have to look at it one by one. But the bullying people for stolen valor one, I'm just gonna dive in on that one and go full bore with it. Yeah, that sounds reasonable. Entirely. I'm all for it.
Operations.
Dude, I'd rip it off your body, bro. Bro, you could never mess with me physically, bro. I'm literally a government contractor. Bro, you can't. Dude, I'm special operations.
I don't care about you homosexual.
I think what happened is that this guy played with a couple G.I. Joes when he was a kid, and he was like, I want to be like that. I want to be a soldier. And unfortunately, he couldn't make it, but he decided to just live a lie and pretend that he's this super cool FBI agent, special operator, Blackwater instructor. But meanwhile, he's living.
I mean, it would be like me saying that I am a Sailor Scout, and actually that I trained with Sailor Mercury. And anyone that challenges me, I will unleash the scanner and computer on them without fucking any pause. Like, does anyone really believe that? Good, you shouldn't. But anyways, so it is that kind of fucking crepit bullshit. Like, no, I was not a Sailor Scout. Everyone in my era grew up a magical girl, but that's different. Huh?
Living a very normal life just like everybody else, and he just can't accept it. Anyways, that's it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.
And now, we wait.
Might as well rig the other. Life was a hell of a lot.
I'm gonna tinkle really fast. I will be right the fuck back, my dudes. See how easy it is to get up and tinkle? I mean, I'm also gonna grab a snack before I tinkle, truth be told. But see how you don't have to piss on stream or with stream with you? You can literally just say, BRB gonna tinkle, and then no one has to question you for being a weird ass. And honestly, we even have something ready for this. I have AFK tint just already in the can, waiting for these moments. Always have that AFK tint. Lovely playlist called AFK tint. You want to go AFK on stream and put something on? I got you. I guess I'm starting you here. I guess I'm just starting you at 1 VegCom versus 21 Freezes. Oh, cool thing. I actually got good pushback on something a bit ago. I respect the person who gave me
Product
that.
of a
Who gave me
single
good
god.
pushback? Who was it?
Guess what?
Just like the Namek saga there? Oh. Yes, but you would agree that he did change just like the Namek saga? Yeah, okay, cool. Again, good pushback. And Vegeta? I don't know, because like he does revert back to like being him, always. But I can see on the periphery where that's an accurate statement, so I can just side with it. I got no complaints. See, I always appreciate good feedback. Tell me I suck, tell me I fucked up, I'll listen. But you know what's gonna be wild? She didn't actually have a baby with Renala. She had a baby on her own, and she told Renala it was her baby. We'll skip you here. I don't need a person, I got my own. No, we'll skip you here.
You know the 11th commandment. Thou shalt be ashamed of thy natural anatomy.
You just destroyed me. And I didn't have any formal education. I had a real chance to be successful in any discipline related to robotics. Why did you have to be a winner? You can be killed.
You think it's because dead people make good fertilizer?
He was honest, so that's why he wrote nursery rhymes into robotics. Words.
I guess sometimes certain things get misinterpreted. Like what? Not sure.
He was honest. Just like your father. You're just like your father. I was a software guy that built full stack application in many different languages. I just have to be a winner. I just have to be a winner. Be a winner. What do the words mean? Be a winner. These words rule your life. Front end, back end, rule, database, your life, architecture, your life, database. Because of the meaning of these words, you can be locked up until you die. Server communications. And then I branched into software testing. I branched into mobile. I branched into mobile development. You can be happily bumbling along, doing what you think you're supposed to do. I wanted my dad to help me build a fighting robot back in 2017. Doing the things that help you to get along with everybody around you, and you can feed yourself and house yourself, and mobile, happily bumbling along, doing...
Why don't you cry to your mommy about all this? Because my mom's dead and dumb.
I love my mother. I hate my mother. I love my mother. I hate my mother. I love my mother. I hate my mother. I love my mother. I do. She was a good and honorable. I love my mother. I hate my mother. She was a good, honest, honorable, loyal, responsible.
Don't look at me like that. I'm very responsible.
I love my mother. I hate my mother. I hate fun, decent, intelligent, creative, hardworking woman. I hate my mother, but I never had any professional training or experience, but I did build my own. Felt good about yourself, and people smiled at you, and then they twist words. CNC printer, a cupcake.
You know what I mean? Just to have my shit get yanked down, so. Humpty Dumpty, Lewis Carroll had important things to say, but he lived in a world where they fucking kick his door down and drag him away in handcuffs. So, we'll see how long this motherfucking shit lasts. To a mental institution if he was honest, so that's why he wrote nursery rhymes. I hate my mother. I hate my mother. I hate my mother. I hate my mother. I do. She was a good, honorable. Cha-cha gram. I love my mother. You just destroyed me. And I didn't have any formal education. And I'm gonna hate my life for it. It's good, creates a little moist in there. I had a real chance to be successful. Just like you're just like your father. You're just like your father. Just like your father. You're just like your father.
Hi. Hey, YouTube. We've got 30 seconds for a YouTube video.
Bullshit. Let's make hurting people around you. Fight or flight shit.
Sorry, I forgot you can't
Let's hurting. Let's make people. Let's make that a TikTok. Let's make that a
lesbian. Sorry,
trend.
I forgot you can't.
Trend.
What kind of straw is that?
Lesbian.
Trend. Let's make hurting. Let's make
What kind of straw is that?
bullshit. Hurting people. Let's make hurting people around you. A TikTok trend.
What kind of straw is that?
Looking for big pats on the head, please. Nuzzles you.
Bullshit.
Looking for big pats on the head, please. Nuzzles head, please. Your time is come.
I'm obsessed. I'm really biased though. I would go lesbian. I'm obsessed with guava.
Does no one else use these like this?
University campuses.
Right here.
Very real, very viscerally. Oh my god. If I am searching Hasanabi with banana.
What the sigma?
Make that a TikTok trend.
Soulless husk.
The hole's right here.
Super buddies. I don't know. I hate that.
University campuses.
Right here.
The time has come.
This company, House of Illuminati, exclusively, apparently AI-generated images to advertise this event. Surprisingly, the website is still up.
Is this Hassan attacking a banana tree?
I chew my cheeks though, and I always catch myself. Ever since I've been chewing my cheeks, I feel like I get more. Anyways. But like I never like my eyebrows, nothing.
I don't trust people, motherfucker. I don't trust the internet, because I'm searching this off screen and then dragging it.
A pretty simple method to understand who is in the right and who is in the wrong during times of political unrest is
that part is true, and that's always fucked up.
Look at what message and demands are being aired at mass protests on university campuses.
But this is more of a
AI-generated,
very real,
soulless husk.
Very viscerally hurting people
Who's in the wrong?
Okay, this isn't just...
Look at what message and demands are being aired at mass protests by students, and B, look at what side is setting the cops loose and begging for the National Guard.
Countless controversies in many large spaces over the years.
Case, you, like a hateful motherfucker.
What kind of straw is that?
Case, there's self-hate.
Look at what side is setting the cops loose and begging for the National Guard.
But you also are hurting people around you.
What the sigma?
Hi again. I'm returned. We're gonna watch some nonsense before I get offline because I need to. No, not this. This is just sad. I want to know what's so fucking sad about the internet outside of it being a sad little shithole sack of shit motherfucking thing, but whatever. Fuck it.
So there's this award ceremony called BAFTA, which is essentially like the Oscars.
Oh, it's this? Oh, it's the people picking on the one dude, the tics, because he did that. Not a lot of people tick with actual words, but sometimes people do. And bitches were saying, just control it. And some dumb bitches were saying, that's racist. And some motherfuckers were saying, you must be thinking it. But they're just dumb as fuck. Yeah, no, fuck that shit. Absolutely fuck that shit. TLDR, people telling him to control it are dumb. People saying he's racist don't know how to use words. That means something else. I was told that I was told there was an N-word hiring moratorium somewhere I lived by some old lady. That fits in line with that. What we're talking about with him, on the other hand, is just a man with a tic having a moment. That's fine. It's not even like he has to think it for him to say it, dude. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with people. Bunch of fucking absolute fucking Sigma bitches. Complete Sigmas. You can tell because they can't use words right. Isn't that absolutely fucking weird? Yes. What's this?
What happens when your face reveal destroys your online reputation? Well, unfortunately for one prominent Twitter user, they followed in the same footsteps as Dream and Corpse Husband as online figures who have been clowned on now that their identities are out there. Reactions to this would make you think that this is the unemployed version of the Super Bowl, it's that big. We're talking hundreds of thousands of likes, tens of millions of impressions. Twitter is in a frenzy right now, so make sure to keep your bleach handy and let's get into things. But before we do, if at any point you find yourself enjoying this, then please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It would very much help me out, and it would tell your algorithm that you want to see more of this kind of unemployed content.
Of course I want to see this kind of unemployed content. It's cozy. I'm moving it over here so I can boop it up on the screen. Screen. There we go. And there's that. And I can minimize this because it's all
So with that said, let's dive in.
Let's dive in. You know what I really don't like? It's people that misuse the word racism so damn much. It really is annoying. Like, bro, people have actually seen that structure and you use it to define everyone who you moderately don't fucking like, you absolute fucking clown people. Holy shit. Way to fucking play into the low IQ fucking stereotype, honestly. Way to make people think that that's justified. Way to fucking go, buddy. Continue.
The creator we'll be discussing today is none other than KIRAwontmiss. If you're as terminally online as I am, then you might recognize them. This is one of the most consistently viral Twitter accounts. It boasts almost 2.5 million followers, despite the fact that whoever's behind this isn't actually famous for anything outside of Twitter. This account is famous simply because it consistently pumps out tweets that go viral. The chances are that if you're on Twitter and you somehow haven't come across him, you'll follow people that follow him. Just in case I need to jog your memory, you might also know him from that one tweet that infamously went too far, saying, "Imagine if men had to breastfeed babies with their blank." I'm sure you can piece 2 and 2 together, and if you can't, please don't look it up. This tweet at the time received a lot of backlash, up until very recently, the 4th of October 2020.
Well, I mean, the Kira account saying, "Imagine if men had to breastfeed people with their blank." That wouldn't be breastfeeding, that would be pubic mound feeding, and then everyone would know that it's fucked up without even having to question it, honestly. It's very obvious that you can just shit on that the moment someone says it out loud. Anyways, all you have to do is
was
kill
definitely Kira's worst day on the internet.
The worst day of your life so far.
However, in late February 2026, that would all change. This past weekend, Judgment Day came for Kira. In the last 48 hours, as of the time I'm writing the script for this video, an extremely concerning development for Kira has occurred. According to several sources, Kira's home security devices were hacked by hackers. In a tweet posted by On God News on the 28th of February 2026, which has been viewed more than 15 million times so far, it reads, "Ex-user at KIRAwontmiss's home security system was hacked into last night. Hackers released photos of the alleged owner of the large account, and attached was a supposed image of Kira. This image has changed the game. Its virality and the responses to it are like absolutely no other, and there is a very particular reason why. In ordinary circumstances, I would not release this image. I don't think it's fair to leak someone's face reveal more than it already has been. However, that tweet alone had 15 million views, alright? The cat is out of the bag, okay? That's not to take into consideration any of the other tweets surrounding Kira's face reveal. This is a viral incident. A simple 10-second Google search would lead you straight to this image, so there is no point in hiding it. So, without further ado, here is the image.
Eric, what the hell is this?
Oh, that's not good. Okay, let me try and say this without punching down or sounding mean. Many people have found this image, and their reactions to it have been nothing short of earth-shattering. I can't even lie, guys. Even compared to Dream or Corpse, the reactions to Kira's face leak have been ruthless. If you guys have ever watched Spy Kids 3, it's kind of like the end of the movie where all the guys that were in the game are just exposed as nerdy, unathletic losers. But for Kira, if this is true, this is just his life. People have been calling him Jabba the Hutt. People have been calling him that guy with no life from South Park. People have even gone as far as using AI to make the South Park guy with no life black. And here's another one. I mean, there have been so many different versions of this guy with no life from South Park. Like, what the hell is even this one? This one is way over the line. I mean, that's just mean. And those are just the images that people have been sending, let alone...
I mean, putting anyone to Jabba the Hutt is funny. Maybe I just say this because I'm a scrawny bitch, and if you put me over Jabba the Hutt, I'm just gonna look at you like, okay, buddy, thanks. But I don't know. I still think I'd think it was funny. Then again, I have a fucked up sense of humor, and I think a lot of shit's funny. So hey, anybody wants to put me over Jabba the Hutt, go for it. I have no complaints, let's go.
In the comments, people have even been calling him KIRAwontmiss a meal. I mean, some of these replies have been bordering on cruel. It's that bad. There have even been some people begging Kira to face reveal in order to confirm or deny whether or not the picture is actually them. Speaking of Kira, he himself would eventually respond to the situation, and has not denied things. This tweet, which for reference has been seen by 17 million people and has been liked by 143,000, reads, World War III started, home camera got breached, got doxxed, getting called Kira won't miss a meal, woke up to the worst day of my life. And in the responses, are even more people just flaming him. However, there are some people out there that are a bit less willing to accept that this is actually Kira. Perhaps it's because they don't like to—
I mean, honestly, the right thing to do if you are in this position where your home security camera gets breached and you, like, or let's say it's not, rather. Let's say somebody says it is you, but it's fucking not. Best thing you could do, say it is. Confirm everything. That way, when you eventually get popped, it's all up in smoke. Else, you're challenging people to double down harder. So I respect this, honestly. Like, I hope that it's not them and they're just fucking yakking it up like a motherfucker. Because that would be what I would do. If you didn't see my face all the time and for some reason. Basically, if y'all try to pull compromat on me, expect me to do shady ops and turn tenfold. I don't give a fuck. See what happens.
To learn that their goat was this guy all along. Or it could be because there's a growing number of the Twitter unemployed that believe that this is all a ruse. Let me address this by saying that everything so far has just been speculation. There is a conspiracy theory circulating right now that Kira's face leak is actually fake. As far as I've been able to find, there is not absolute confirmation that this is the person behind Kira's account. Even if that's what most—
That's a really weird curved screen setup, honestly. I have my camera on a microphone boom because, like, everyone that can use a standing, maybe they can't use a standing desk. But I'm bumped. Anyways, like everyone else who likes standing desks here and there, sometimes you need to adjust it a teensy bit if you're standing. And so the best way to do that is stick your fucking camera on a mic boom. It's like a little dinky one. Honestly, I would put a third screen on a microphone boom if I've had to. I mean, actually, I have a portable screen. It is strapped to a mic boom. It is also plugged in and not being portable right now. But it is absolutely attached at the hip to a microphone boom right now. It is not mounted like a reasonable person. I can articulate it like no tomorrow. Stand, sit, doesn't have to fucking care. That thing will turn with me, and I don't have to try very hard. Because I have little weak bitch bird arms, and I don't care to exert myself on things that aren't requisite of my fucking effort. Like turning a screen? Hell no. Ooh, the little chocobo baby went to bed. Oh, little baby, I'm gonna pet you. Let me pet you. Let me pet you, chocobo. Chocobo. Chocobilbo Baggins. Let me pet you. You little fucking 50-year-old hobbit. They're actually a baby chocobo. Bilbo's like... Isn't Bilbo like 20 and Frodo's like 50?
Of the internet think. Grok has also claimed that this image is unconfirmed, though do take that with a pinch of salt because Grok can definitely be wrong sometimes. Some are speculating that this could all be part of some sort of guerrilla marketing campaign. Kira is Twitter famous for producing viral tweets. Regardless of what you think of them, they definitely know what sells online. If they were able to put their ego to the side, it's not completely unbelievable that someone could fake this. As we only have the one image of Kira, it's not exactly like we could compare it to anything else. Maybe this could just be a way to get more eyes on Kira. And if this is some sort of 4D chess, some sort of manipulation of Twitter, then I have to admit that it is working. Again, an official face reveal would confirm things, but in my books that is very unlikely to happen. Some people have taken it upon themselves to try and reverse image search this in order to see if the image has been online for long. The thought process is that if this image could be found on a website dating back to even a few weeks ago, it would mean that someone else has just taken it from there, and this would be confirmed as fake. However, according to the replies, reverse image searches have just come up with images only dating back to the past day, meaning that in theory, this image hasn't been circulating for too long. This would add credence to the theory that this is Kira. So what do you think? Do you think this is real, or do you think it's fake? Do you think that people have been going a little bit too hard on Kira? Do you think that anything else is going to happen in the backlash? Do you think you'll finally fill out a job application? Let me know down in the comment section below. And if you—
Why has no one gone with Kira can't tie their shoes but orders Thai food? That would have been like a really easy, like, burn. That, like, fuck the Jabba the Hutt shit. I think Kira can't tie their own shoes but orders Thai food would have been a lot more accessible. honestly. And this is coming from a bitch that really does love vermicelli. So, I don't know what you want from me.
If you enjoyed this and you want to see more content about creators that had their identities leaked, then why don't you watch my video on just that topic? In that video, I cover way more instances of this happening. So if you haven't seen this already, click on the screen right now to give it a watch. I promise that you won't be disappointed. Aside from that, I'd like to thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.
But British, a time to praise high art and bad dental hygiene, but unfortunately
What is the internet doing right now, and is it funny? Fucking YouTube. I was getting nothing shy of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth hate, and I was loving it, and I absolutely hate the praise, because I like this game on my own. I don't need anyone to help me like it more. I want someone to shit on it, because it's funnier. Because it's way funnier. Like, I don't want people praising the game I like. I'd rather them shit on it. Like, do you think I look for videos that fucking dogpile on how pretty DS2 is? No, I just put on the ones where people complain, and I put on both, actually. But I like putting on the ones where people complain so I can not give a fuck. Because I don't care. Because who the fuck cares? This person makes really good content. I'll link you to their shit. Like, legitsies. They do, like, remarkably good shit. They remind me of my niece if my niece talked more shit. So I think they're funny. I mean, honestly. They really do hold it together. They're funny as piss. This is going into my watch later. If my YouTube didn't take 10 years to load anything. Anyways, worth the wait, the most insane keyboard ever? Ooh, actually, I'm clicking this. This is 12 minutes of our life we'll never get back. I'm clicking it. This? We had a jet shot down. Apparently it was Kuwait friendly fire. Oh, that sucks. Well, I don't think the States would be doing that. Anyway, shout out to all the lovely people in Iran who have actually been given what it seems like a lot of women who have been dancing in the streets want. The ability to dance in the street and not be murdered for it. Shout the fuck out. Big respect, big love, wishing you the best. Hope if you have any family out there, they're doing okay.
What is up, YouTube? It is Kami here. Today we have...
Heart goes out to all the folks who got killed by Iran trying to justify the, in quotes, preemptive strike by then proving that they did have some inclusion or plan towards a large-scale attack that transcends just anyone they've declared anything on. So, and civilian targets at that. So, hearts go out to all of you. Holy fuck, that sucks.
We have the Final Centerpiece Pro. This is one of the most controversial keyboards ever in the gaming industry. It's a Hall effect keyboard with a CPU and a GPU inside of it. It is a 2K resolution. The video format for the actual board on the back is 1920 by 550. It costs $349 US, and it's a keyboard many people are still struggling to get their hands on. It's been delayed numerous times. So there's a lot to go over in this keyboard. First, I will talk about the screen, and then I will talk about how it feels for gaming and typing. There's a lot to go over on those. So first off, let's get straight into the screen. So this screen, I do think is quite nice. Pretty subjective whether or not you like the screen or not. I think it doesn't look horrible. You have it on max brightness, which I don't currently have.
If this keyboard came in ortholinear, I'd eat it up. But like a GPU and a CPU embedded in your keyboard, why do you have like a mouse pad with a person on it? That's weird.
On max brightness, I have it at like quarter brightness, so it doesn't blind you guys who are looking from the top here. But the one thing this keyboard suffers from are viewing angles. Now, if you don't know what viewing angles are, the easiest way for me to describe that is if you've ever had a Zowie monitor or like a very competitive esports monitor that's a TN panel, if you look at the screen from the sides, for example, it's kind of hard to see what's going on. Things kind of fade away. If you're laying in your chair, it's kind of hard to see your screen. That's kind of what this keyboard is like. So if you're not looking at the keyboard top down, like I have my webcam currently positioned, which I normally don't have it like, but specifically because of these viewing angles, I have to position the webcam from the top down so you guys can see the board quite well. It is really kind of hard to make out what you're looking at. Now, a good example of this is if I hold FN key, which I just did, and I pressed W, which is the second profile I have for wallpapers, it would lead you to this Hatsune Miku skin here. Now, what you can see with this Hatsune Miku skin is compared to the first skin I showed you, which was this kind of like bizarre, just like particles everywhere skin, is now we have kind of something of interest on the screen, something that our eyes would focus on if I swapped to it, which is the Hatsune Miku. Now, from the top down, you can kind of see that her hair is flowing. You can see her eyes blinking. You can see it quite well. Now, the springs here do kind of get in the way of that. But from my POV, if I was to show you guys a photo of what it looks like, like, it's kind of hard to make out what I'm even looking at. It's kind of hard to tell that there is a character with blinking and that their hair is like kind of flowing around. It's hard to make it out. If I was to put a random person in my chair and tell me what they are seeing on my keyboard, they might struggle.
Oh my fuck, normal POV is fucking murderous. So anyways,
also applies to lettering. As you can see, I have legends here.
I've been rocking with this little ortholinear for a few weeks solid now. I really like it. It's remarkably cozy. It does 2.5 gigahertz. It's the Keychron Q15 Pro or Max or one of the two. I've got a repo on GitHub for fucking with it. It's like absolutely fucking beautiful. What I mean by it's beautiful, the only thing I wish I had but I didn't, is there's two kinds of layouts. This is a standard ortholinear layout with a split spacey bar.
On and off.
What I really want is a keyboard full of 1 U keys. That means there's no 2 width size return key, no 2 width size enter, or sorry, space. Every key would be 1 unit wide, just like the J. So I personally like that. I mean, I'm fine with this. It's quite nice. I have OLKB open right now. I'll be flashing it in a way where I can use it for MIDI input later on in the next couple days. It's been really fun. Got recommended it. Absolutely adore it. Has a pause play button over here, forward and back if I rotate. This one's volume and mute. Really, really handy. Kind of cozy. Kind of fun. Kind of nice. I like those dials. 10 out of 10. This on the other one, L-Take. I'm always an L-Take. I'm the L-Take over here. Thank you very much. Similar keyboard, but you bought the Halloween keycaps. That is based and beautiful. I went with, not to be a complete and utter loser, I accidentally skipped forward. Hold on, one sec. Tips. I went with the Sony Plays Too Many PlayStation themed games. I don't have a PlayStation, but I have like a PS5 controller. And I like that key layout, so it's on my keyboard too. Because I'm a loser, and I suck. This is kind of cute, though. Honestly, looking at it from any angle that isn't straight on looks absolutely abhorrent. I would not be getting a keyboard with its own GPU until they tighten up this viewing angle shit. And honest to Bob, why we don't just, if we're going to waste this much on a keyboard, why we don't just go with, like, plastic springs in the keycaps, or, for that matter, putting something under the keycaps as well, or utilizing, there was another company a few years ago offered a keyboard with little screens under each key. Hit the nice little hybrid ground there and put little screens inside of it. Like, it seems cute, it seems cool. If they told me, hey, you stream, here, fuck with one, I'd probably complain that it wasn't ortholinear and that it had bigger than 1 U keys on it, and that it's not a 60% keyboard. Those would be my complaints right away.
Legends easier to see, but then that kind of defeats the whole purpose of the wallpaper in the first place, because now you can't really see the wallpaper or the skin in the background, and even then it doesn't fully fix air bubbles that you can notice on the actual screen itself, kind of like a screen protector on a smartphone that is misapplied and you haven't pressed down the bubbles. I don't really notice them whatsoever. And then in terms of aesthetics, the keyboard also does have a gap in between the casing and the screen. This is on all the models that I've seen so far, and it just happens to be that the casing itself and the screen,
I'm wrong. They do have those fished through there. I noticed it with the fish. Okay, so we do have it under each keycap. So it's just the viewing angle's fucky, and that it kind of looks like a toy. Right? Like a little, I imagine off-center, it would still look pretty, because you'll know what's there, and it's like looking through fish through, ripply water. But does it run Doom? If it doesn't, we have a problem, and we all need refunds on our time.
And then in terms
Speaking of refunds on our time and people who make better content than me, so here's this person's channel. I have no idea what they do, but if you want to support someone and their content, the better way to do so is go there, find a video you like from them, and watch the whole darn thing, not go and like one video for a second because some dumb bitch streamer said so.
Aesthetics, the keyboard also does have a gap in between the casing and the screen. This is on all the models that I've seen so far, and it just happens to be that the casing itself doesn't completely cover the screen. Like 1-to-1, there is a little gap between them, and if I rotate
at least it's gonna fix some gamers' posture. They're not gonna recline in their chair so much and ruin their spine because they can't look at their waifu under their keyboard anymore, or their cute little fish. One of the two.
The keyboard here, you guys can see that the screen is actually above the casing a little bit, so you can see they're not completely in line. It's not like the screen is under the casing. You can see that it's actually slightly above. So over time, yes, you will probably get debris that'll fall in between there that might be hard to clean out. But you kind of have to understand that if you're buying a keyboard like this, it will require maintenance. You have a transparent keycaps. If you're using the keyboard quite frequently and you're playing games for a lot of periods of time, it will accumulate dust, debris, crumbs if you're eating, and so on.
Whenever I eat hot chips while I'm playing games, I use chopsticks so I don't get... I had like blue corn tortilla chips with like Cholula and a little bit of Flavacol dusted on top today. I just grabbed chopsticks, and cheese. I just grabbed chopsticks because I'm not a heathen.
It's quite easy to pop out the keys. You do get this keycap puller. Now, in terms of aesthetics, that's really like the main things. I think the case looks nice. There's like a Funimos logo on the top right that you can't really see too well. Now, I do think it is like, of course, compared to other keyboards that I have, I do think it is quite a beautiful keyboard to look at.
This is weird.
I mean, having a GIF playing on your keyboard is really cool.
I'm not going to take it
But I do
back.
think these... When you have a Hall effect board and it's advertised to be the best of both worlds, aesthetics, it's constantly really cool. You never get bored of it. You can always change the screen, but now you have all the features that a Wooting would have, right? So surely you can do it all. So no, not entirely. So when you first get this keyboard, you'll notice that certain keys feel more stiff than others. Now, I don't know if that's because of the lubing job on these springs. Some might be more over lubed than others, but if you press on W for...
Good luck putting like anything off like a wafer inside this keyboard.
Will probably be the most annoying thing people will report is that if you press keys on the off axis here, more on the edges, not like the center parts of the keys, you'll kind of feel them rub against other keys and they'll kind of go down flush in this really weird rubbing way. It's not a pleasant feeling whatsoever, and it hasn't really impacted me when I'm playing games, but it is and DKS. And SOCD has been something that has been promised for quite a while now, but it still is not featuring that, which kind of makes this keyboard a board that I don't really want to play Overwatch with. I have played Overwatch on it, but not having SOCD really makes playing characters like Sojourn or Soldier or even like Cassidy very annoying to play, because you're kind of, compared to my Wooting where I can pick it up and I can just easily have perfect counter strafes and perfect movement, but now I have to actually kind of work for it, and I know it's like, oh, like you have to work for the movement. But when every other board has SOCD, and even cheap Hall effect boards have it, it's kind of weird that the centerpiece doesn't even have the bare minimum. So I will work in 3 years. This is quite new tech, and some people are already having problems like it overheating, certain keys misfiring, certain keys...
Yeah, I imagine a keyboard with a GPU in it might overheat a little bit sometimes. Then again, my Zima board heats itself like a absolute brigand half the time too.
And are already going wrong for some people, and with Funimos's lack of delivering on their promises, it's very hard to know whether or not it will actually be an all-rounder board, and Funimos is already developing... I bought this keyboard with my own money and waited quite some time, so yeah.
The amount of travel they have with their right hand while they type is really hampering this speed. Like, look at it. This is home rode up appropriately on the left hand, but the right hand is moving like a maven. Was that Yuki on the keyboard? I have no idea who Yuki is. Tell me.
Play at the current moment.
Is this Yuki? I don't know. Who is this? Who dat?
Games that do not really utilize SOCD that much, and people that also do have a spare keyboard on hand, because who knows what kind of problems may arise with this keyboard, as there are already people reporting problems with the board, and there's really not that many boards out there. So if you were to come up to me...
If I had this keyboard, mine would have Sekiro on it, and he'd be looking grizzled and have his sword drawn, and I'd see it glinting. That's all I'm saying. That's an okay WPM. 147. That's good for a noob. I have not tried pushing my keyboard, like pushing my typing speed on my ortholinear yet, honestly. So I could be talking so much shit. Oh. This is gonna be absolute cinema. Okay, y'all. I'm getting offline shortly, but I'm still looking at the chaos that is around. Graphene phone by Motorola, Graphene OS, Motorola partnership. What is this, some Linux phone? That's cute. My dudes, I'm finding something horrible first. VTuber's eye tracking reveals her soul. You know, that's just like pretty, y'all need Jesus. That is a Catholic person that needs Jesus. Wasted $6,000? That mouse is pretty. Hold on, who makes this mouse? Let me stare at this for a moment. Let me stare. Mouse, mouse, mouse. Fuck your headphones. Fuck your donkey-ass headphones. No one cares. Like, you should have put your $6,000 into good audio gear.
$80 to 100 and ignore the 1 millisecond marketing. Share.
Bro, I can like click on one of those fucking Logic Pop mice like a champion. I don't even give a fuck. Like, who cares? Oh my gosh, you actually got the arm guard.
Distancing
Holy
more than
fuck.
any peripheral ever will. Cruise.
Yeah, this seems like unnecessary unless you're trying to weasel out the last bits of your performance. Holy shit.
And I'm talking about the keyboard scam. Now, are things that
Oh, hey, it's the Q1. I have a Q15. I like my
keyboards across
Q15
every
more.
price range. Budget,
Keychron.
mid-tier, premium, custom. They measure the
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, why wait? Honestly, like, as long as you have manageable performance that you can tune for so you see things clearly, regardless of your hardware, just good tuning of what you've got, and like having a mouse that is consistent for you, that you use all the time, and a keyboard that you use all the time, like, that seems like it's way more impactful than the amount you spend on some new kit.
$20. After that, you're paying for sound dampening, artisan keycaps, and the privilege of waiting 8 months for a group buy to ship. A $480 keyboard does not register your input faster than a $100 keyboard. The switches are now, standard mechanical switches have a fixed reset point. You press down, the key activates, but to press it again, the switch has to travel back up for a physical threshold. Now, Hall effect switches don't have that. The input comes the instant your finger changes direction. 0.1 millimeter of movement and the game knows. For counter-strafing in CS2, this is real. Image looks when tracking a jet dash. And here is the dirty part. To hit that 1 millisecond number on an IPS panel, manufacturers crank the overdrive. They overvolt the pixels to force faster transmissions. Their pixels overshoot their target color, then correct back. And the result is called inverse ghosting. Bright trails and coronas around moving objects. The spec says 1 millisecond, the image looks worse than a 4 millisecond monitor without the overdrive abuse. This is why like a 144Hz OLED can look clearer than a 360Hz IPS. OLED pixel respond in 0.03 milliseconds. No smear, no ghosting, the image appears and disappears cleanly. So what actually works? 144Hz is the floor. The jump from OLED, if budget allows, not for the hertz, for the pixel response. Now beyond that, you're chasing milliseconds your eyes can't even perceive. Now if monitor company
Now, folks can discern the difference between modulated and stable light fields up to 500 Hz, but that's different entirely.
The wings kept your body from sliding.
Like, at this point, it's not that your eyes can't perceive it entirely for all folks involved. It's more that your fucking eyes to arms, your eyes take in information, it relays to your brain fires another signal, that signal has to go to your hand, then you have to do error correction, and that's where you start to lose the fucking gain of time.
Where you're trying to take turns at like 150 miles per hour. And now you're sitting at a desk. You're not experiencing G-forces. You're experiencing lower back pain. The headrest pillow pushes your neck forward and the PU.
I mean, honestly, I struggle to play at like under 90-ish frames. And the reason is specific at the very least. It's because I can see the fucking gaps between space so much that it's disorienting and I start to zone out. Like, at least have some reasoning behind it. Like, it's 60 frames a second. Shit goes so slowly that I see the fucking difference. That's why, like, struggle busing through Elden Ring, like, to play in vanilla was both fun and rewarding, because it's capped at 60. So you end up having to. Skill issue? I mean, it's easier to play at like under 30 frames a second than it is at that fucking graveyard between 45-60. Like, and you know this, so go fuck yourself.
Later traps heat and peels within a year. Now one guy on Reddit documented his gaming chair dying after 6 months. Screws loosening, falling out, then the full structural collapse. His verdict, gaming chairs are genuinely terrible. You're basically spending like $200 on something that...
My old employer got my gaming chair and desk. So honestly, I wouldn't even recommend either of the bastards. I just think you should find a nice employer that pays for hardware.
That was manufactured for like $30. And he's not wrong. These chairs cost like $15 to $30 to be manufactured in the first place. Meanwhile, corporate offices have spent decades solving the seating for 8 hours problem. You will have mesh backs that breathe, adjustable lumbar that moves with your spine, 4D armrests that actually fit your body, and 10-year warranties because the engineering actually holds up. In my opinion, just get something that is refurbished or used from Harvard Miller or Steelcase, or anything in that kind of niche, if that makes sense. If that's too much, get something from IKEA like the Marcus. It's like $150, mesh back, lumbar support, 10-year warranty, and it provides 90% of what you need for 20% of the price. Now stop buying chair designed for race cars, your spine doesn't.
Honestly, the Marcus from IKEA, my only complaint is I wouldn't put the arms on it. I actually hate that my chair has arms on it, but it's unfortunately when you get your old employer to buy you a gaming chair, you really kind of just have to eat it.
What you need for 20% of the price. Now stop buying chair designed for race cars, your spine doesn't need bolsters, it needs support. Now we've covered all.
That said, this one's lasted for fucking years. Like,
audio, keyboards, monitors, and chairs. But there is one more truth most gamers ignore completely. And I'm talking about the biological reality check. Now, your nervous system varies by 25 milliseconds from shot to shot. Fatigue, focus, blood sugar, sleep. All of it shifts your reaction time constantly. That $150 mouse upgrade saves you maybe 1 millisecond. A cup of coffee improves your reaction time by 40 milliseconds. A good night's sleep does even more. Warming up for 50 minutes before ranked can tighten your consistency more than any peripheral ever will. But nobody makes money telling you to sleep better. So the industry keeps selling you marginal hardware gains while your biology swings 25 times more than your gear ever could. This isn't me saying peripherals don't matter, they do, but the order matters more. If you're gaming on...
Yeah, peripherals matter, but not very fucking much in contrast to like having a healthy body and a
4
healthy
hours of
fucking
sleep
mind.
with a $500 setup, you'll lose to a well-rested player.
Sorry, you got pissed at the bucket seat? I almost thought you said you pissed in a bucket. I was about to lose my shit, about to ask you if you were debating on Twitch like that other person. Holy shit.
On a $100 setup every single time. So what actually works? Optimize the body first, sleep, caffeine timing, warm-up routine, then worry about gear. The best peripheral upgrade is the one between your ears. Now, let me give you the actual checklist. 5 things, 3 budgets, no fluff. So audio. Kill the gaming headset. Studio headphones plus a separate mics beat any $300 7.1 surround setup. Basically, just...
Honestly, good 3-dimensional processing in certain games, not every game. If you're playing fucking, if you're playing Siege, right? You can actually hear where positionally someone is, and clipping them through the wall is something. If you're playing this game, not that, that's my fucking Obsidian notebook. Fuck that. If you're playing this game over here, it does nothing. If you're playing Elden, it does little. If you're playing Dark Souls 3, where the whirring of the invader is and positioning them is relevant, it's important. Tarkov 3 sound should be good? Maybe. I'll take it. I will accept this. I have not played in a while. If you want me to be on Tarkov, I might reinstall it soon, honestly. That's a good fucking game.
Around like $100
As long as we find people to kill.
total. Next, we have a keyboard from $80 to $120, and unless it has rapid trigger, you're paying for sound and aesthetic.
And like Fortnite, honestly, would I think that 3D audio's good in that game? I mean, apparently I do pretty okay with the audio turned off and the sensor on the screen. So honestly, it's got a fucking compensatory mechanism built into the game that is so good, I don't even need audio.
Not speed. Next, we have monitor. 144 Hz is the floor, 240 Hz is the sweet spot. OLED if you can afford it, and ignore the 1 millisecond marketing. Chair, just buy used office chair or IKEA Marcus. Your spine needs lumbar support, not racing bolsters. Next, the body. Sleep, caffeine, warm up. The 25 millisecond you're losing to fatigue dwarfs any hardware upgrade. Now, drop your current setup in the comments. I'll tell you what to fix first, and also make sure to check out this video next.
Alright, my dears, I'm running offline because I really want to eat something fast. I adore you all oodles, and I want you to have a lovely day. I'm gonna get food and sit at this computer and be a piece of shit. And y'all are gonna have a good one. Possibly do the same and get something to eat. If y'all are on Discord, say hello if you want to talk about video games. Otherwise, in the words of Bulgarian man Strong Turkish Thomas, don't talk to me. That's my favorite Turkey Tom line. If y'all don't have it, we do have a fucking link tree. Very cozy place, very comfy. Most of the Discord recently has been full of me talking about fun little, like, infrastructure as code projects because I can't really help myself. And we are one of the few Twitch streamers to have a link tree that has never had an OnlyFans on it. So that's good. But then you go to GitHub and you're like, bitch, are you prostituting your brain out? And I really can't deny that, I mean, kind of. I've got 1% PRs, 99% commits. Y'all see my priorities. Y'all. IAC for the win, bro. Oh. Anyways, I'm gonna take care of my shit. Y'all take care of yours. Salt Stack is fun. And Broadcom purchasing them didn't turn it into complete ass. So that's nice. Actually, I like that. I'm used to like Oracle purchasing companies or purchasing places. And then next thing you know, you have like Java. Broadcom, a lot of complaints from a lot of people and shit, but you know what? Fuck it. At least they didn't ruin Salt Stack. All right. Peace out, my dudes. Take care. Please be well. Please have a lovely one. Please be okay. I appreciate you all immensely, and I wish you all an absolutely outstanding day. Do cool shit. Also, go talk with me about software in the fucking Discord. It's fun and it's cozy there, and I like talking about computers and how they work, so